Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Hello. Is this thing on? Hello. Yeah, it didn't work. So I don't know what's going on, but the Twitch side of things is just not working. I've reconnected the account and everything and checked the settings. I don't know what's going on. Yeah. I tried it on different browsers. I tried it on my phone app. And the only thing working for the Twitch side is the audio, but for some reason the video side is not coming through. Unfortunately. But hey, we're back. Good to see y'all again. Hi Nim, hi Day. Yeah, a bit sad, Twitch side needs to always be up, but you know, it is what it is. We'll fix it for next time. But yeah, I was meant to stream a bit earlier, but the thing is that I got a brand new external hard drive because my old one is going kaput pretty much, and I've had to retransfer everything because OBS was like, hey, what happened to all these files that you have here? We don't know where to locate them anymore. So I had to sort that out first. Hassan is hogging the bandwidth in China? Anyways, today we're going to start off first with recapping No, I'm Not a Human. So since we've done like 2 playthroughs already, we're gonna be looking through some like lore videos and explanations so that, you know, we can kind of like properly figure out what the game is about. Because we've had some guesses, but of course you need like multiple playthroughs to like really get all the information you can, which will take a lot of time. So we might as well just all watch a video together. Ooh, bless me. Anyways. So yeah, we'll do that first, and then we'll continue on to Marvel Rivals, because they just had a new update. It's a massive update, besides just including Gambit, of course, who is just an amazing character, alongside Rogue, who's not going to be out yet. Yeah, there's like a whole big overhaul of like balance changes for Rivals per role. I know a bunch of tanks got updated a lot. New team ups, etc, etc. So let's definitely check that out. Yeah, thank you for the blessings. Let's see, just make sure I got this connected here. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, where we at? There it is. All right, chat. Hopefully this is a good video. If it's not, we'll move somewhere else. This is the one that had the most views, so. Here we go.
It's the last days. Didn't they tell you?
Wait, before this. What was our guess again? It was like, the visitor thing is a disease of some sort carried by the bugs in people's ears, right? Because all the other signs were fake. The government probably has something to do with it and they're trying to contain it. But there are actual like gods that exist in this game through those cults and whatnot. Like they're for real. Yeah, that's about it. There's some cool editing. Who's it by? This is by...
The sun is searing the earth beneath it, making it impossible to leave the house during
Mythonics.
the day without being burned alive. Monsters wearing human skin are clawing their way up from underground, infiltrating the scattered humans. At night, they form packs and tear their human prey apart. The stench of blood filling the air, but you can't stay alone. Bad things happen to people by themselves. But who do you let into your house? Can you tell the difference between a human in need and one of these cruel visitors? Tonight, we're going to examine the game No, I'm Not Human by Trioscaz.
Video's
It's a
a little
proof
quiet.
of concept
Okay.
and part of a horror anthology, but the team
that
are
good?
working to release a full version by itself. The game is simple and subtle, and it hides a depth unusual for such a small game. Dogs rule the world, and only dogs will be here.
Ooh.
You're awoken by a knock on the door in the middle of the night. It's your neighbour. He warns you that, since things have changed, lots of people are leaving the city and you'll have to let some stay. But you need to be careful. People have been killing others. There's even rumours of creatures that look like humans hiding among the refugees. The news will tell us more as the scientists figure it out. But you can't stay alone. Who knows what could happen? He says it's safe to look out your windows at night, but not during the day. The sun is so hot and bright it burns your eyes. He offers to stay the night to help you out. The next morning, the news says that the heat has broken world records. It might get worse, so make sure you wear a hat. They're downplaying the severity of the issue. Even indoors, the heat is so bad it's sapping your strength. Your neighbour explains what you can do. Anyone you let stay, you can talk to them during the day. And you should be letting at least some people in, because there's someone asking
Man,
around
all we
a
have
bunch,
is that flimsy fan.
asking if you're living alone. When you do talk to people, watch out for signs of the visitors. If you find one, well, it's your choice what to do about it. Or you can just drink your days away.
Man, this feels like a Russia setting, and for it to be that hot over there, oof, it really is the end of the world.
At night, you can finally look through your window to see the world around you. The neighbour's lights are on, waiting for him to come home. There's even some teenagers hanging out together. It's surprisingly normal. The world is adjusting to not being able to go out during the day. At the front door, your neighbour's daughter comes to take him home. Now you're all alone, so you better make some friends. The first option is a tall man, extremely tall. He says he was kicked out of a bar he was staying in because they didn't get along. Well, better
Is
than
this
nobody,
like-
right?
Notice how, like, you can immediately see what the guy looks like here. Actually, no, it's probably, like, at the end of the dialogue, because I know, like, he puts his head down for a bit.
Next is a nervous woman, again with odd proportions. 2 new friends, for the time being. The next morning's news is a grim wake-up call. There was a powerful solar flare that increased the Earth's temperature. A state of emergency has been declared. Nobody is allowed out during the day. There's even reports of aliens or people from underground.
I would hate being full
These
nocturnal.
supposed guests have perfect white teeth. You better look in on your own guests.
Yeah, it's a girl.
You can ask them how to recognize these apparent invaders. The tall man has no idea about them, only that they want to kill normal humans. The nervous woman knows they have perfect teeth, but don't people usually have nice teeth? But what of the cataclysm? Can they tell us anything? The sun is exploding. It's hell on earth. Nobody trusts anyone anymore. The nervous woman doesn't know anything about it, only that it's horrible. She saw some kids outside that got burned to death by the heat of the sun, the same ones we saw relaxing together last night. Well, enough chatter. It's time to check their teeth. The tall man isn't happy about it, but obliges. His teeth are yellow and stained. The nervous woman, she's had her teeth done, or so she says. Can you take a risk? What if the stories of the visitors are just made up? Can you really kill someone over a story? It's too early to turn into a monster. You go to bed and wake up to knocking on the door. The neighbour is playing outside with his daughter. It reminds you of your own childhood, a nicer time. The teenagers are dead. They weren't burned like the nervous woman said, though. They look like they've been
Ooh.
murdered.
Ooh, that's a key detail.
There's an odd man outside. His skin doesn't fit.
I actually didn't
You hope he's not looking
really
at
take
you.
note of that, like, they weren't burned, even though they were mentioned to be burned.
The first visitor is a woman wearing a thick jacket. Despite the heat, she can only feel the cold. Next, a short man in a stained shirt, some
Jack
kind
Black.
of zealot, ranting about the sun. The more the merrier, you suppose. But there's one more guest. A stranger one than usual, if that's even possible. He has a bald head.
It's binging with Babish.
Black, tired eyes, and a puffy face. He speaks in a mysterious way, but he doesn't want to stay like the rest. He just wants to tell your fortune if you pick a page out of his
He just
book.
wants to try the food in Tokyo.
The dead will come and tell, and he will not be believed.
Steve from
does
Blue's
that
Clues.
The night ends. The TV blares a new announcement, or perhaps it's a warning. The Federal Emergency Management Agency, or FEMA, have ramped up operations. You may see them around in their distinctive hazmat suits, and you must listen to their commands. Furthermore, FEMA are running tests to find visitors, and have found a new sign. They have dirt under their nails from when they dig themselves out of the ground. Time to check. First, the nervous woman.
You know what's
two for
interesting?
two.
It's
You
like,
check in on your new arrivals. The zealot rants about the sun's
technically those
wrath
aren't visitor
and
signs,
how the
but
visitors
like,
are all
the Nervous
aliens.
Woman always
The
has
sun is
like
both
everything.
punishing humanity for thousands of years of sin, but also protecting us from the visitors. It'll all be
I wonder if the
okay
Nervous Woman also has the
soon enough. He
the
happily
bugs
lets
coming
you
out of
check
their
his
ear.
fingernails and teeth, but he doesn't show signs of being a visitor. The cold woman in the coat, though, well, there's a corpse in the room next to her.
No.
The tall man was killed. Before you check her, you ask her about the
Tall
visitors.
man always
What even are
dies.
Mutated humans, she says, who have absorbed the anger of thousands of years, perhaps not so different than what the zealot says. The visitors are our reflections, who we would never want to see or know. But now they're here, and we have to put up with them. You check her hands. According to what the TV said,
Of
she's
course.
a visitor, and you need to deal with her. But that can't be right, right? You can't just shoot someone because the TV says so. On the TV is a message, or perhaps an advertisement, for FEMA. You really can trust them, we promise. You shoot her.
There's that distortion.
That night,
Whoa.
the windows show the escalation. FEMA
Wait,
surrounds your neighbor's
wait.
property.
For real? We're not gonna show the distortion? Okay.
Next, the same examining the now scorched corpses of the teens, and finally, a squad of soldiers talking about a tall, pale man. You've seen him before.
I think that lady, the cold lady, and the really like nervous one are always visitors. I think they're two like key visitor characters.
And now, he's here for you. How's it going here? Is everything okay? He asks, after a long silence. Listen, are you alone in the house? Just
Nice voice acting, bro.
curious. You're reading someone's fortune, promising salvation to some, driving some away. You're lucky tonight. I can hear someone whispering in your rooms. But who knows what will happen tomorrow? He leaves into the night. There's 3 other people who show up to your door tonight. A widow, carrying the corpse of
Hey,
her
O'Donna.
husband, just looking for a place to rest for a short while.
Bro looks like
greasy
that
little
one
man not
alien
taking
from
anything
Dun
seriously,
Dun Dun.
except the thought he can make
Oh
a
my
quick
god.
buck. And finally, a doctor. Always
Is
good
this
to
a
have
gameplay?
doctor around.
It's called the lore of No, I'm Not a
FEMA
Human.
have organised quarantine zones for people showing signs of being a visitor. Visitors, according to them, are merely people suffering from an illness. They've even discovered a new symptom.
Let's go over
We
here.
are not far from that fate. That's why we need to stay in the pack.
Alright, let's go over here.
Who are the visitors? Who is the smiling man?
Yeah.
What is happening to the sun? What are FEMA really doing? All of the information in the game is suspect. It's hard to know exactly how much of what the visitors tell us we can trust, but then again, it's hard to trust what the humans say too, because most of it seems like rumors or ramblings. The news too is hard to trust because they're obviously a mouthpiece for FEMA, whose actions don't exactly match.
There you go. He's finally giving us, like, his insight. That whole third of the video was, like, just a recap, I think.
Their words. When piecing this information together, well, we'll just have to do the best we can. Let's examine these questions, one at a time. What do we know about the visitors? They're a widespread phenomenon, at least all around the country. They appear almost exactly like normal people, but with certain tells: bloodshot eyes, perfect teeth, dirt under their nails, and appearing blurry in photographs. It's not clear if this is just how photographs capture their bodies, or if they jump in the bright flash. Importantly, they often don't seem to know that they are visitors.
You don't need that long of a recap.
At least they have a good poker face when about to be shot. Some are very aware of their status and are happy to hand out veiled threats. The visitors infiltrate human settlements and, if there's more than one, start killing normal humans. They attack quickly, brutally, and gleefully, if all the stories are to be believed. Thus, their human masks are just that. Masks hiding their true, hideous nature. They are the minions.
Fuck am I getting? I'm getting spam bots on Twitch and I'm not even streaming there. Ban.
Smiling man, who calls them his boys. If there's only visitors in your house when he visits, it's game over. He is obviously malicious, preying on people who are alone, although he doesn't have any issues slaughtering an entire squad of soldiers. If he's so strong, why can't he just force his way in and kill you and any other humans inside? Why can't he take you if there's even a single other human, even if the house is brimming with visitors? It brings to mind vampires, who traditionally cannot enter a house without permission.
But that's bullshit, though. Because he does just come in if you are alone. So is it just like a vampire rule, but instead of like welcoming them in, the open sesame word instead is like, I'm alone?
In fact, there's a lot of allusions to vampires. The visitor's aversion to the sun, everyone only moving around at night, and the first check, checking their teeth. Even the visitors digging themselves out of the ground is similar to the old idea that buried corpses could be vampires in disguise. Are they just vampires then? Well, not quite, but we'll go over theories after we've covered all the facts. There's a few questions we can ask the people about the visitors. You'd be forgiven for assuming that anything the visitors say themselves couldn't be trusted, but I think they can. Not only do a lot of the visitors not seem to know that they actually are visitors, but the ones that do seem to delight in taunting you with their cruelty. With that in mind, I think we can trust their stories about the horrible things they do, and even what they might be. What do you know about the visitors? I know no more than you. They just want us to kill each other. I'm so scared that a visitor could be anyone. They're terrifying, monstrous creatures that mimic humans. Or maybe they skin people and wear it like a suit, and all this just to seem more familiar to us. I hope I never see what they truly look like. They're visitors from another planet who have been growing for 8 years. When they emerged, the sun smoked the land to help us, to burn away our sins. I don't know. They're damned beasts who deceive us to slaughter us one by one, under cover of night. You need to kill them before they kill you. It will be interesting to see who the visitors really are, if we live to see it. They're mutated humans who have absorbed the anger of thousands of years.
Okay, to sort it out.
They are our reflection, our antipodes, who we would never want to see or to know. But they are there, and now we have to put up with them somehow. The sun is burning and scorching the earth. It's so hot that nobody can survive being outside during the day. Even talking during the day drains your energy. You can't look outside the windows for fear of damaging your eyes and skin. Scientifically, all we know is that the sun is sending out solar flares, and that's it. It appears like a real cataclysm, the end of days, but it's just rumours and faith. So, what are the rumours and faith? The sun is exploding. I think it's got something to do with the visitors. It's no coincidence that the sun started burning us when they crawled out of the ground. It's hell on earth. It's balancing the cosmic powers. It's because of us, the sinners. The sun is punishing us for the sins we've committed for thousands of years.
I don't like how this guy's doing it. How does this have millions of views, man? Explanation videos do not do it like this. This is not it. That is not it. Let's try this one. I was looking through them earlier to see which one would be the best one. What about this one? Okay! There's some pretty fire editing. Alright.
There's a knock at the door, and the world's gone mad.
I'm eating cookies.
The sun has transformed from a life giver to a life taker, a malevolent being from on high, determined to take down humanity in its death throes. But through it all, one constant remains: the knocking. Every night, without fail, poor abandoned souls come to your door, desperate and dying, and it's your job to decide who deserves to live in the
See, this is a summary. This is a damn recap.
squalid confines
Yeah, the guy went through the whole playthrough to do a recap.
of your abode, and who deserves to be left at the mercy of the things that lurk outside. Visitors, they call them. Creatures that mimic our appearance, our manner of speaking.
I can't believe, like, that first video we watched had millions of views. And then this one's got, like, what? 10,000s, 100,000, something like that.
Our mannerisms that give us character, all with one purpose: our death. This is where the moral heart of the experience lies, with you standing as the metaphorical doorman of salvation. Let in the worthy, condemn the less worthy to death. But if you make a lapse in judgment, a misjudged smile, a poorly calculated gamble...
Whoa, we haven't seen that lady before. Damn, that's terrifying.
Then you open the door to them. But there is no dramatic game over if this happens. They sit in your house pretending to possess humanity, as they slowly but surely dismantle your foundations of the guise of civility. Let too many of them in, and they start picking off the truly human amongst you, until it's just you and the other left in their wake. But even then, it's not a game over. Not yet. Not until a creature who doesn't even pretend to be human arrives. Lanky and pale white, his ribs showing in ways that shouldn't be, and perfectly white teeth.
Slender Man, Attack on Titan.
Simple question: are you alone? And if you have either let no one in or are only surrounded by those pretending to be the desperate, then he strikes, tearing down your door, and, well, we don't actually know what happens, but it's not good. Armed with a trusty and well-used shotgun, you must investigate your guests and decide if they're
How you
human.
doing?
Armed only with guidance from a government you can't trust, and no true assurance that whoever you shoot isn't actually innocent.
It probably is for people who are
But
sleeping.
he is
Yeah,
far
you're
from
right.
the only threat left in this godforsaken world. Agents of a governmental agency known as FEMA, clad in hazmat suits that seemingly don't do anything, arrive and take your guests for testing, promising their return, but they never come back. Madmen wearing robes worshipping the others, the visitors, appear and seek shelter, and they are far from the only fanatics. You can be beset by a visitor hunter clad in teeth and ears, wielding a Kalashnikov and demanding proof that you are pure from visitor infection. But that is a tale for later. Welcome to a world where the only thing separating you from the condemned souls outside is a singular wooden door, a shotgun, and your own judgment. Welcome to hell, or whatever is left after the sun decided the world wasn't worth its compassion. We've been here before, almost 8 months ago. But once again, I welcome you back to the world of No, I'm Not a Human, the premier forerunner in worlds that certainly want you dead. Last time we covered the demo release, and whilst I certainly encourage you to go back and watch it, I like money. You certainly don't have to. They even gave me the full game early because apparently I'm a real boy now. Also, thanks to Critical Reflex for that. But alas, let us set the scene for how well and truly apocalyptically fucked you are. Set in a clearly Eastern Europe-inspired setting, you find yourself in the middle of an apocalypse drenched in Slavic atmosphere. With governments trying to sabotage you, the populace
Oh my
tired and
goodness.
suspicious, and
Oh,
no
good luck with
jobs
that.
running around
Damn.
proclaiming that the end times are upon us. Average day in Romania, really. It was in
Wow.
this accursed place you find yourself when the sun decides to turn into a killing machine. What caused it is practically unknown, but the effects are anything but subtle. The sun turns into a destructive bringer of flame, cleansing the world with its flames. Life under its rays become impossible. Third-degree burns and wildfires become
Oh, wait. I realized something. Chat, I have another theory, okay? If the kids were supposedly burnt and they weren't, ooh, does that mean the solar flare is fake? Maybe like the only thing that's real is obviously like the bright lights outside. Do you think like the heat's like being generated? Because like you can see like all the plants outside, like, you know, the world hasn't turned into like a, you know, like a completely sort of dried up world, you know, like with drought and everything is like, you know, burnt away and all that. Solar flare is real because we had that visitor who was burnt. That's true. That is true. I wonder why those kids. Maybe that first visitor was just fucking with us. The nervous female visitor. I don't know.
commonplace. But somehow, that's not even the worst of it. Alongside the sun turning into a deadly laser, a new epidemic begins to spread. Visitors. People that aren't. Where they came from is unknown, but they apparently crawled out of the ground and started mixing into the general populace, using their mostly human looks to infiltrate safe spaces and turning them not safe. It is your job to decide who is and isn't a visitor, and if one does happen to sliver its way into your safe haven, you are the one who has to deal with it.
There's a burn
The world
guy,
is
speaking
ending
of.
and you are stuck in the middle of it, surrounded by your own shotgun, enough beer to, ironically, last the apocalypse, a healthy amount of kombucha, and a cat that looks like it's been ran over by a 4x4. Even before the sun decided that it didn't like being a key component in keeping you alive, you were a loner, that's to put it mildly. The house you stay in is well lived from years of a sedentary lifestyle. Your only friend and neighbor who lives with his daughter across the way. Though inspecting the surroundings of your house, it seems that something happened to make you this way. In your
I want
bedroom,
to see behind
analyzing
that.
the curtains
What's behind that
states
window?
No, I don't look that way. Not anymore. And doing the same to the nightstand produces a similar response. I hate sleeping by the nightstand. Too many bad memories. Looking around produces some similar responses. The cupboard in the kitchen, and he speaks about his grandmother. The cross in the living room provokes you to speak of your father. Whatever happened clearly deeply affected you, but getting deeper answers will require further exploration. The world outside bears similar scars. The glances you can get of the surrounding area reveal a world caught in a limbo between life and death.
It is fun. It's fun to theorize
Initially,
with games
people
like this.
try and maintain normalcy. Teenagers drinking, families playing together. Typical stuff in an atypical world. But this doesn't last. Bodies pile up, families are massacred, and entire apartment blocks are set alight by governmental agencies designed to protect you. This brings me on to the poor government, in a situation that they are woefully underprepared for, and a threat that they cannot effectively handle. Fractured radio signals indicate conspiracies, that they know more than they're letting on, that the mysterious FEMA agents aren't there for the good of the people, that they're just trying to save their own skin. Whatever the truth of the matter, one undeniable fact remains. The only person you can trust is yourself. But can you?
Where are your fingers?
Where
Rumors
are your
indicate that the
fingers?
visitors
Oh my
on some
god, it's my
freaking-
favorite Vsauce meme. Hey, Vsauce, Michael here. Where are your fingers?
Nature aren't some extraterrestrial threat, aren't supernatural creatures, but instead a kind of disease. In a world where you can't trust anyone, you seemingly also can't trust yourself. Having to inspect yourself for signs of being a visitor in your own mirror. Not that the symptoms provided kindly by the government we can surely trust are very reliable. Indicators include such rock-solid signs as white teeth, dirt-stained nails, hairless armpits, bloodshot eyes, and even a superstitious aura camera that supposedly can tell bad auras. This is the world that we will be exploring for the next however long this video is, as we explore what the visitors are, the mysterious forces acting on the world, and trying to find whatever passes as an ending in a world forgotten by any higher beings. Let us begin. Wait.
That scared the shit out of me.
This message is sponsored by Raycon.
Damn you, Raycon!
And their essential to get 30% off the Saber distinct Eastern European Judge Holden. Let us commence our dives into the depths of
what is this video? So it's supposed to be an explanation video for the lore of the game.
Showcasing the surrounding area in the distinct style that serves as both exposition whilst also being ambiguous. We see glimpses of the surrounding city as a voiceover talks of mundane things. Children not wanting to go to school, trips being taken, stuff that seems surprisingly
See? That was the researcher guy.
out of place.
See?
Not wanting to go to school,
He has the long hair, the plaid long sleeves. That's him.
trips being taken, stuff that seems surprisingly out of place in a world such as this. We even get a brief glimpse of the super visitor or the pale man looking past windows, a threat that will become much realer as time goes on. The game begins with us standing in front of our door, a sight that will become as commonplace as a man slumped over from vodka-induced alcohol poisoning coma. The house unfolding around us. There is a telephone behind us, next to a packet of cigarettes that will come in useful later. The phone will also come in useful later by giving us hints as to what is actually going on, allowing for extra lore dumps and even ordering deliveries. There's also a radio by our
I'd like a
bedroom door
pizza.
that will prove similarly useful.
Like a
We first check the window.
pepperoni.
First we see our neighbor's house, and the other windows display similarly mundane displays. Drinking teenagers and comatose drunks. Stuff that honestly is
Being
pretty
drunk on
common
a fucking
place
dirt road
watching.
is wild to
But
me.
alas, we must open the door. What greets us is surprisingly mundane. Our neighbor. He comes to warn us of the dangers that now surround us. He tells us of the visitors, that being home alone is dangerous, that the sun seeks to kill us, and that he has ventured over.
Yo, our
to
neighbor
the
was
sea.
in on it, yo. How did he
This will
get all this
become our
information so
sole
early
means of
before FEMA?
protection, aside from the shotgun. Being solitary condemns yourself to death.
Or his
The only
cousin
way
was
to
in on
stave
it.
off is to surround yourself with the bizarre and the downtrodden. He says
Drunk
he will
on dirt
talk to
road
us
is
in the
American
morning, so we let him
Midwest
in
as
to go to
fuck.
sleep.
Damn.
morning, we
American
talk to
Midwest
him
is
as
just
he
like
further explains
the
to the
European
guests
East, apparently.
That we have a certain amount of energy to get through every day that can be used to check for visitor signs. That if a certain someone comes to the door and asks if you're alone, to tell them that you're not. He also brings several packs of beer that we can use to drain our energy without doing anything. The usefulness seems questionable, but we don't complain. He says that he will leave at night, so we down a beer, but before we pass out, we check the TV. The broadcast tells us that early in the morning that day, there was a powerful emission from the sun, and since then the government has declared a state of emergency. When we look at it again, all that is on the TV is dancing ballerinas, a harken back to the fall of the Soviet Union, where it emerged as a symbol of the decay of a once great superpower. Similarly, we check the radio, having to tune it, but we find a broadcast that comes from an emergency line, as people talk of individuals
Broadcast.
burning, not from a fire, but from the sun itself. But alas, terrifying implications of the sun turning against us aside, sleep eventually takes us. We wake up at night, and the true trial begins now. The first knock on the door is the neighbor's daughter, here to bring back her father. We quiz her on who he is just to be sure, but she passes and he leaves. Now we are alone. Time to change that. The first individual is a man that I remember from the demo. A very tall man in a white shirt. His head is cut off by his height, but something about his demeanor convinces me that he can be trusted. We let him inside. The next person comes, a woman with a malformed shoulder who appears to be very confused. This should have been the first sign, but blinded by guilt or empathy or any other variety of emotion, we look past the obvious and also let her inside. The need for security overriding the most basics of self-preservation. The next one comes in turn, a husband and wife, but the husband does all the talking. The wife either not allowed to speak or unable to. Whether a visitor or just a strange dynamic, we decline to let them inside. The husband seems surprisingly okay about the rejection, reassuring her wife that someone will let them in.
My
That one's done, but nothing we can do about it now. We retire to bed. We wake up to another broadcast telling us about the sun getting hotter and crime getting higher. Turns out morals don't last long in the apocalypse. Who would have known? The broadcaster tells us that murder rates are rising, and they think it's directly correlated to the growing anxiety about visitors, a fact we will soon become acutely aware of. He then receives an urgent call about a sign we can use to identify visitors. Perfect white teeth. We bear this in mind.
Perfect
as the
white
following
teeth.
broadcast tells us about a delivery service we can call, called 4 Rest, that we can use to gather more supplies. The fact that it's still running when the sun is out to get us and giant pale men run around ripping people's heads off is quite impressive. I'd like to see Amazon this reliable. We attempt to use the radio, but malignant forces stop us.
Maligma!
So we don't. Instead, we use the phone to check up on the neighbor and order some coffee to help give us some more energy. We then check on our guests. We find the woman who looks like a glitch out of a Bethesda game. She's slumped down in our cupboard looking confused. We test her, looking at her teeth. They're perfectly white. She says she thinks she went to the dentist, but she can't remember. Then comes the pivotal moment. The choice whether to turn the barrel of our shotgun on her or not. We decide against it. Decide to choose humanity.
What's interesting
over
is,
barbarity.
like, this is the only character really where, you know, we notice that there's, like, you know, fragments of their memory, parts that they don't remember, that, like, you know, it seems like they're living 2 different lives. The rest are, like, just normal, you know? Well, normal in the sense that, like, they don't have anything like that. Besides, like, the really cold lady, of course.
This will be a mistake. We check the other man and he comes up clean. We ask him why he got kicked out of his last abode. He says that he snapped at them and they decided he wasn't worth the risk. Honestly, relatable. We go to bed and wake up at night. The night passes quickly. We let a clearly stoned man inside, alongside a mother with a
What's
child
up,
who looks like a
dude?
Persian cat,
Dude.
while denying a small man with a motherfucking Amoga shirt on.
God.
I don't regret that one. We go to sleep, but as we awake, we're met with an awful message. Smells like someone died tonight. We barely register
Smell
the
you
broadcast
later.
telling us about the advent of FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management Authority. And another sign, dirt under the fingernails, and rush to the living room to check on the tall man. He is gone. All that's left is a collection of black bags where he
Tall man always
You feel a
dies.
tinge of regret, alongside a profound sadness. His frankness was a
Tall
breath of fresh air in
man.
this twisted world. There is only one possible culprit for this crime. The woman in your cupboard. We rush towards her, force her to show us her nails. Dirt coats
That's
them.
true.
This seals her fate. We raise our shotgun as she panics about not knowing who she is, but we don't allow her to finish her sentence. All that remains for her now is a 12
Finish each other's sandwiches?
We shoot her as she collapses in a censored bloody heap. We vow to try and not make the same mistake again. We will. The world has gone mad, and the world outside your window proves it. FEMA agents swarm the outskirts, cleaning up bodies, checking out other houses, and generally being totally trustworthy. The guilt still stings from our first real loss, but we must keep moving forward, because what else can we do? As night falls, we ready for another onslaught of the desperate and weary. We stop to observe the surroundings first, and then check the pounding on the door. But it's not who you'd expect. In seeming flagrant ignorance of the surrounding authorities stands the pale man. The supervision.
pale man.
His piercing gaze seems to go right through you, his ribcage exposed, his stature seemingly both malnourished and imposing. He asks a simple question. Are you alone? And the implication is chilling. He speaks cryptically, but we answer truthfully. He seems disappointed, but departs without further incident. This will not be the last we see of him. And then we happen to meet the single most enigmatic person we shall ever meet. And that is saying something, considering our benchmark for weird is a malnourished super soldier, a spore creation, and a celestial body that's decided it doesn't like us very much. He is the Prophet. His name may suggest something more grand or odd-looking, but he stands quite pedestrian. A bald man wearing a jacket over a hoodie, sunken eyes that tell stories of untold wisdom, and a bag slung over his shoulder. He too, like the pale man, speaks cryptically, but he seems to suggest that we have met previously. Whether this is a meta reference to the demo, where he also made an appearance, or a reference to our own character, is unknown. But he asks us to pick what part of a book he should read from to divine a divination. We suggest the end, and he does as he says. He speaks in riddles of a long time ago that was perhaps a dream about him, us, and a fish. He speaks of us only existing in the memory of a person who is gone, of no one really existing, and that it perhaps is just raining outside. He ends his passage claiming that he feels that the end is coming very soon, and asks us whether we think we inhabit the dreams of another, or that we are the one who is dreaming. We ask him if he really believes what he's spouting, and he seems evasive. Regardless, he offers us one last word of advice: to let in the cat. He cannot explain why or what impact it will have, just it must be done. And then he departs.
It
Now,
must be
let me
done.
break script for a second. This man is, I believe, the most important character in the entire game. And while this particular timeline we're in is heading towards a dead end, I'm not done talking about him. Not even close. But that is for later. But anyway, back to the tale. The strange man now departed, the night comes to an end, and we fall into slumber.
I'm falling
The
asleep.
days once more start to blur together.
This guy turned into a recap guy too! Why can't we find anyone that just talks about the theories? Okay, there's the endings explained. Maybe we could look at the endings first? Let's look at the let's look at the endings
Full
first.
version is finally
Okay, this will be cool. So we got, which endings did we get? One that we turned into a vigilante, and then the other one was like us just surviving the apocalypse. What about talking about the characters? Yeah, that would be a good one too. Let's go through the let's go through the endings first, because the endings will be really interesting.
here, and we got so many different endings and different visitors this time around.
Oh, this guy's got the accent of someone who 100% went through all the lore and is just gonna explain things to us and not recap everything. I'm sorry, Australian content creators, but I now have the impression that you guys will recap everything. Not to be mean, but please don't recap everything.
The story stayed ambiguous, and there's so much left for us to interpret and theorize on. The game has about 10 different endings, with each one of them unveiling parts of the strange story.
Ooh, hey, this is exciting. This is exciting. The endings, ooh.
I already went over the story, and the best possible ending, in my opinion, where we meet a godly deity inside a mysterious
What? You
hole,
talk to
which
death?
is only found through letting the
Whoa!
Persian cat in, who
Whoa! What? What was that?
inside a mysterious hole, which is
Wait, is this you going underneath your house? What the fuck? What is this?
only found through letting the Persian cat in, who pulls the rug on the floorboards, revealing a secret hatch door. Going down into the hatch, we uncover a half-dug path which leads to a tunnel system. In here, we can discover a man who has sent one of his friends down a
Wait, how did he dig in? What game is this? This is... I think, so you know how like you go down the basement and then there's like a mound of dirt on the wall? How did this guy like dig it?
mysterious hole.
Mouthwashing.
In here, to the hatch, we uncover a half-dug
Is this the first ending?
revealing is only my opinion.
Okay.
I already went over the story, and the best
Blissful
possible
death.
ending, in my
Okay.
opinion, where we
Okay, this is apparently the best possible ending. Okay.
meet a godly deity inside a mysterious hole, which
Mouth
is only
washing is
found
crazy.
through letting the Persian cat in, who pulls the rug on the floorboards, revealing a secret hatch door. Going down into the hatch, we uncover a half-dug path which leads to a tunnel system. In here, we can discover a man who has sent one of his friends down a mysterious hole, not knowing what is down there.
There's just a
Going
guy
down
underneath our
ourselves,
fucking
we
house.
enter a paranormal place where we find
Whoa!
a floating object known as death. This entity speaks in riddles and seems very peaceful and merciful. It seems as if
What?
this deity is some sort of a judge to what sort of character we are and knows too much about people it has never met before. Meeting the protagonist, the entity instantly knows who he is and what he most desires. For him,
What's
he
this?
teleports the protagonist into a lonely place, somewhere plentiful, a grassland with one lonely house. The entity describes it as a place that the protagonist has always wanted, and as such, it provides this place to him. Entering the house and the place, the protagonist slowly transcends humanity and every feeling revolving around it. He forgets about his fears and anxiety. He doesn't feel lonely anymore and feels at complete peace and calm. He seemingly spends the eternity there, ignorant of the misery in the outside world and every challenge anyone is faced with. It's unclear what this place is and what the entity was, but my best guess is that the protagonist died when falling into the hole and instead entered the afterlife, where he would spend the rest of his days in a lonely place, yet being at peace and calm. To some, this might seem like a horrible end, but for the protagonist, this is an ending where he can feel at peace, as he even slowly forgets how he ended up here and who he spoke to before entering this place.
Oh my god.
Another ending which could also be found in the demo version of the game is where we let the super visitor in, the tall pale man, or he figures out that we are alone in the house and he welcomes himself in by quite literally breaking the door down. This visitor is one of the most mysterious characters throughout the game. Through his later conversations, he claims that he has been sent by a group just like himself to specifically target the protagonist, as he claims the protagonist is chosen. He even implies that he knows the protagonist and who he is. He even makes comments such as the protagonist being lonely and struggling with decision making, something that he wouldn't have to worry about anymore if he joins him. And by joining him, it means certain death. Here we get a little animation of how terrifying it is when he gets in.
See, we would have learned about that 50 minutes into the other videos. Stop recapping!
The results of the super visitor coming in is very quickly revealed, with him seemingly snapping the protagonist's neck and killing him as soon as he enters. We then get a depressing and sad outro to this ending, on how with the owner's disappearance, the house was abandoned with no one entering it, even though it's a perfectly nice and empty house. With passage of time, the house falls apart, being a distant memory just like the owner. One of the main characters who knocks on our door is a vigilante who holds a machine gun and interrogates the protagonist to reveal parts of his body to prove that he is not a visitor. This character is decorated with a few necklaces which are adorned by severed fingers and pulled out teeth of his victims. These are victims he addresses as visitors, victims whom he killed through pillaging and purging towns and villages. This man is also seen attacking several people and groups of people hiding in a neighbor's house, and then eventually he goes on burning all the surrounding houses with all the survivors within them. During one of his interrogations, if we show a body part which might be mistaken with one of the identifying signs of the visitors, the madman vigilante doesn't waste any time to point his gun at the door, ready to kill the protagonist.
We experienced this a bunch.
Doesn't hold back either, just hoping that the vigilante will put his gun down. But of course, the vigilante is angry, screaming from the bottom.
I swear, this must be like the ending that a lot of people get.
The protagonist shoots back, which leads to the madman actually dying. A panicked and nervous protagonist, who has also been shot, starts beating the lifeless corpse of the madman, angry for all the innocent people that he had killed and burned. He takes a vow that he will not stop there and will kill anyone who has a weapon, who becomes a vigilante himself against the other vigilantes. There is one ending which isn't too easy to achieve. In here, we need to identify all the humans correctly and save them, while shooting or avoiding any of the visitors. This will lead to
this is the ending we got!
Endings, but still, it will be a miserable
Even though we were alone!
The story, watching the news and listening to the radio,
we didn't fucking save anyone!
Two opposing sides of the story. On the TV, we only hear good things about FEMA, while on the radio, some independent sources and secretive broadcasters report on how FEMA is a hostile and violent organization who have a zero-tolerance approach to containing and controlling the country. While on the TV they are only reported to be good people who are watching over all the citizens, the radio reports that they are all lies, as FEMA is the cause behind so many deaths, and they are ruthlessly killing people in the quarantine zones that they have set up. In one breaking news, FEMA reports that a madman shut down an entire quarantine zone, killing every survivor within it. But the radio reports on how it was FEMA who did it, and they are trying to blame it on the vigilantes. The radio also reports that they are shooting everyone and closing down the quarantine zones, and as things only get worse, they even infiltrate homeowners' houses and use them as shelters for others. Eventually, FEMA silences all these secretive broadcasters, and at the end, they even shut down the state media, taking control of the radio and the TV. They only report their own propaganda and have full control over the country, as they even toppled down the government, claiming the government had been infiltrated by the visitors. They then claim that everyone has escaped from the quarantine zones, possibly to give themselves an excuse to execute everybody. And they tell the surviving people in their own homes to board up their windows and doors and to avoid letting anyone in. This leads to the protagonist taking the remaining survivors with him to the basement, where they have some reserved canned food and vegetables. After 2 months of miserable survival in the basement, having all the doors sealed, with everyone waiting for their inevitable death, they tune into the radio to hear something surprising. The new government, FEMA, reports that the solar activities of the sun have started to calm down, with the scientists predicting that it will be safe to go out during the day in a couple of days. This news is supposed to be happy, but for some weird reason, the protagonist feels disappointed, as if he was waiting for his demise or something else. As he contemplates more about it, he realizes that he was lonely. He had nothing better to look forward to, and this apocalypse was something that took his mind off of his miserable life. That's when he thinks he might live another year, maybe the next after, or maybe at least 10 more years. But is this good? Or
our ending was so sad.
That doesn't really matter.
We had such a sad ending. What the fuck?
This ending is similar to the last one, but here we have let in some visitors by mistake.
Whoa!
And we are trapped in the cellar with them. The protagonist feels the ever-growing stares and paranoia building up. He doesn't feel safe within his own house and feels as if he is trapped with cold, calculating aliens who wait just for the right moment to strike. Before the visitors even attack and kill the protagonist, the fear paralyzes him and paranoia clouds his mind and judgment. That's when he wakes up one day, just to see several visitors have surrounded him and tear into his flesh with their bare hands.
I'm not tasty.
The pain is immense and the assault is slow, as he feels
Okay, that's the
every
worst
single
one.
minute of it. He imagines a lonely house in the distance in his mind, when his mind slowly fades away.
That was the
into
worst one.
darkness. So could this mean when he is actually dying, he goes back to the place that the death sent him to after we find the hole? That could be a similar outcome, but definitely a much slower and more painful death than just directly falling
Jeez.
into
Well, that's the
a
worst one so
large, deep
far.
hole. In one peculiar ending, we traverse
What?
across the mushroom land. Yep. This is as crazy as it sounds. There's one specific character being an old
it's this
man
guy.
who talks about mushrooms and gives us a mysterious page from his book of smiles, which gives us instructions on how we can travel to this mysterious land. Well, this ending is as serious as the name of the ending. Essentially, here the protagonist consumes a mushroom and goes into a cuckoo land, where he loses the
Cuckoo
plot.
land!
This is more of a comic relief ending, which doesn't seem to add much substance to the story. In other turn of events, if we lose our mind and give in to fear in order to survive and kill many people within the house, whether real human or visitor, we get a visit from the prophet and we achieve the killer ending. The protagonist loses his mind to the fear of the inevitable and the paranoia that anyone can be a terrifying visitor. The TV has said so to how violent they are. They have said what signs they carry. So anyone being sheltered here could be a visitor. The thought drives the protagonist mad and he takes action before the visitors can do anything, or at least that's what he thinks. That's when he turns the gun against himself to end this paranoia, the fear of pain, wanting to die in his own terms. But as soon as he is about to pull the trigger, the survivors come rushing and take the gun from him. The survivors look like monsters to the protagonist as his mind has taken a different turn. Eventually, the remaining survivors who do not think the protagonist is stable anymore beat the hell out of him and throw him out. As the sun comes out, he feels the heat and thinks of wishing he had ended it all in his own terms. That's when the sequence comes to an end, leaving it on a cliffhanger if the sun burned the protagonist, if a visitor or a vigilante got to him, or if he managed to survive.
Yeah, bear.
Another ending is the cultist ending, when we join a cult group. Throughout the story, we get a character as a cult leader asking us to let in many of his people for a few days. Eventually, we see these cult members are setting up stakes and bonfires, and at the end, we learn they were setting them up for themselves, just waiting for the right moment. This is a death cult who believes in dying in their own terms and grouped with their own belief system. It makes it much easier than letting their minds wander into darkness.
Having the cultists live is such a pain in the ass.
At the end, the cult leader asks the protagonist to join their cult, and he can whether reject or
Such
accept.
a pain.
Accepting this offer, with the leader urging the protagonist to join them to march bravely towards death. The protagonist knows that he wants peace and wants
I've long wanted to find peace. I am coming with you.
Death. The cult leader mentions each death will be remembered and will have a name, and each will ascend to greatness. And
Isn't it crazy that, like, yeah, it's not just FEMA and the visitors, but there's, like, all this other shit. You know, death itself, this cult, the shrooms. It's like a fucking multiverse of bad shit.
to his words, each member is being commemorated and remembered, adorned by candles and gravestones, having a more dignified death than falling to the visitors, burned by the sun, shot by FEMA or the vigilante, or eaten by hungry dogs roaming the city. In a way, if none of this is true, and if the dead did not go anywhere after their death, they are at least remembered by their friends. We then get a surreal sequence where a black hole tries to open, but then it closes with a voice saying that our mind is not built to handle the mysteries of
This
the
is
cosmos.
the, oh shit, I'm high ending.
In another turn of events, we encounter a young woman who seems to be a night worker. She constantly calls the protagonist
ending with the baby mama!
and offers to comfort him in exchange of being let in. She even talks to the protagonist about his father, on how he was abusive, and the protagonist never liked him, even wishing he would die. Now he is just left with anger, pain, resentment, confusion, and trauma, yet missing his father. This woman spends the night sleeping on the same bed as the protagonist, but the protagonist notices bizarre paranormal things happening at night. In the night, he sees the woman as if giving birth, and he sees visions. Eventually, if we find a baby around the house, this lady does in fact give birth to a child, which would unlock the fatal child ending. This leads to a series of unusual and surreal events. A pale baby appears in the air, possibly the child of this lady. A group of 3 then hold the child. They are in a trance state and try to pull the child in their own separate 3-way directions. That's when the protagonist cannot withstand it any longer, knowing of the inevitable, and shoots randomly somewhere at something. All of a sudden, it's all dark and black, but when the light returns, angels appear with a feminine figure. The figure explains the protagonist is their prophet, and he will lead them to paradise and cleanse the earth, as he shot the child, but there's no sign of the child anywhere anymore. The child was an object that would lead them to horrors beyond their comprehension. That's when the people carry the protagonist, who doesn't understand what is happening. In the midst of all this, he sees one of these people holding a bunch of nails, and on that note, the ending comes to an end. So effectively, this means the protagonist is going to be crucified for reasons that he doesn't understand. He has to be their messiah, saving them from their own sins by sacrificing himself. Well, not a very good ending if you ask me, for the protagonist, who is just as confused as us in here. He doesn't understand how dying and sacrificing himself will somehow wipe out the sins of these strange people. But there's nothing else he can do. And finally, we have the FEMA ending. We get visited by multiple hazmat suit FEMA agents over and over. These guys are brutal and ruthless. They kill anyone who tries to run. They take random people for experiments and imprison them in quarantine zones. And when they run out of resources, they simply execute them. Human life is as cheap as a grain of sand for them. They lie and manipulate the viewers at home watching TV, and eventually they topple down the government and take over to control the entire country with brute force, violence, death, and manipulation. If we side with them and allow them to take as many survivors as they want without challenging them, if we kill at least 1 person per day showing our ruthlessness, we would get the offer to join their cause and become an agent ourselves. As we are recruited, the protagonist soon learns the brutal and unforgiving reality. FEMA is recruiting strangers aggressively because just as quick as they kill people, they lose many FEMA agents just as fast. They are not their own individuals anymore. They are robbed of their individuality and they are coaxed to a ruthless and punishing system. The protagonist doesn't know what will happen to his house and his old life, and he will never meet or know what happened to the people in his house. His eyes are symbolically wiped and covered up from his goggles with a reflection of destruction and flames taking over, portraying his personality and individuality being taken away, and he is now simply a pawn to serve the brutal machine FEMA agency is.
Wow, I love my
kill,
fucking
and
government
pave a new
ending.
path to a dystopian future FEMA sees fitting. So it's safe to say the story is hugely left ambiguous and for our own interpretation. There's no clear answer to what the visitors are, if the paranormal reality exists, how people can be infected, and the mystery behind the solar flares. What we know for certain is that the sun did really heat up, and in the period it killed many people and destroyed so much nature and many households. The ice caps started melting and the sea level started rising, with the shorelines and the coastline cities being flooded. People lost their minds and let their fears run wild, turning on each other. The same people with more power formed the FEMA agency, which systematically cleansed undesirables and whoever they wanted. Amongst them, cults rose to power and many sought death in their own terms. Many chose to become violent vigilantes and kill people, whilst many tried to help others. In the middle of all this, we are told that there are paranormal entities known as visitors, entities that have risen from under the ground. They not only are violent and rip people apart, but they also infect people with parasitic worms or insects that crawl in the brain. Do they have anything with the entity we find in the home?
There's them
Are they
insects.
just psychological beings that infect our minds, or are they real, who very likely kill us? That is why we have the super visitor, who somehow is capable of taking down an entire armed military squad, yet he is unable to enter a house with multiple people if he is not invited in. Is there some sort of limit to what these visitors can do, and that is why they ask for permission to enter the house? That is the most likely case in my opinion. These entities require permission to enter the house, as otherwise they stay out. The challenge though is that we also need to have people inside the house to be safe from them, as they tend to enter empty houses. And that is it for this video, folks. If you enjoyed it, make sure to stay tuned for more by hitting on the subscribe button and the notification bell. As always, it's been your host Star. Thanks for being here, and I will see you on another video. Take care.
That is
These
interesting.
are some of the most disturbing films.
No, I accidentally clicked on that. That was
The
interesting.
full version is finally here, and we got
Okay, so those are all the endings. Although, to be honest, the endings are more like some of them explain some things, like the kind of like cult endings, you know, these entities and whatnot. And I guess the rest were just kind of just like, you know, a little obvious in like what would happen, you know, if you turn into a vigilante or like you join the government. I need one where it's like actual. The world is bigger than I thought it was. I thought it'd be a little bit more grounded in like reality. Oh, yeah, yeah. The supernatural stuff is for reals. It's for reals. So we don't know exactly what visitors are. I think so far, honestly, is that we know that they have like first off, they have like a hierarchy from the looks of it. Because there are visitors like the nervous girl, the cold lady, and stuff like that, who seem to be like, you know, like former humans, right? Former humans, basically. And they've been taken over, infected in some way, whether it's like with the bugs or whatever, or apparently when they die. Whereas the tall pale man seems to be like, yeah, of a different sort of like hierarchy of visitor. A visitor that's like, you know, like superhuman, can take down a whole squad on his own, shit like that. Kind of just is like, you know, also like completely self-aware too. Kind of like the ballerina lady, you know, but she was like acting under like strict orders. Like she wouldn't kill you no matter what, even though she was a visitor. What I am curious about is just like theories on, like you said, you know, what exactly the visitors are. Yeah. And also like, you know, the complete truth behind FEMA would be cool. Let's see. How No, I'm Not a Human explores discrimination. Yeah, I felt like it was a game about discrimination. Because it's like, you never have an exact visitor, you know, it's like, kind of, like, it's a visitor or it's not, and you're kind of just an asshole for picking either. Or for thinking that they're a visitor, I guess. Is there stories? That guy was pretty cool, though, that Gamer Salt guy. Does he have more stuff? Let's see. Ending explain. Full story explained.
Visitors. He instructs
Okay, here.
By now, we are familiar with the main plot line of No, I'm Not a Human. The unnamed protagonist of the story lives in the suburbs, having a farmhouse who starts getting visited by different people and even strange characters. He needs to identify who is a real human and who is a doppelganger, or also known as a visitor. As a cataclysmic event causing the sun to have flares and overheat woke up strange entities who crawled out from under the ground. The sun flares has risen the outside temperatures to such high levels.
I just want to know if he actually...
His growing daughter knocks on the door and begs.
No, because we don't need more recaps. I want to make sure it's not recap time for you guys. No, I'm not a human. Theories, maybe? We'll go theories. Because it seems like the game itself is kind of ambiguous, so it's like... what just people who have like 100%ed it think it is, you know? Here we go, best theories.
The universe of No, I'm Not a Human is a complete mystery. When you feel you're starting to put it together, another major plot hole appears. If the sun is exploding and the glaciers are melting, why did this lady on the phone say she fled to an Arctic area?
See? Okay, this is what we need.
If visitors are corpses resurrected by a parasite, then what the hell is that? Why can some visitors wipe out an entire squad of armed soldiers, and others can't remember if they ate yesterday? If FEMA is run by visitors, why are they being attacked by their own kind? If visitors don't actually exist, and this is all FEMA's fabrication, how do you explain the multiple eyewitnesses that saw dead bodies get back up again? Or without going any further, how do you explain the pale man lurking around the house? Did visitors dig themselves out of their graves? Did they come from another dimension? Or are they a man-made failed experiment?
He's asking the questions that we need to ask.
The world of No, I'm Not a Human, with the objective of extracting one final conclusion out of all of them, an attempt to solve the mystery once and for all. Among the many crappy, low plausibility conspiracies that the researcher throws at us, like FEMA standing for Facility to Eradicate Mankind Altogether, there is one that is most likely truthful.
Brain
I cover
parasites.
this in greater detail in my previous
It's the
video.
bugs!
The researcher claims that visitors are infected with a brain parasite that crawls in through the ears. It is uncertain if the parasite is the insect itself, or if it's carried by insects, sort of how cordyceps act in nature, but one thing's for sure. This theory is extremely plausible, since many characters that have been in contact with visitors or have been in the quarantine zones show positive results in the ear test. The parasite theory also explains why FEMA wear hazmat suits. It is contagious and can infect both living and dead organisms,
True!
bringing them back to life. Perhaps we're dealing with an ancient parasite that was sealed away in glaciers, and when the sun's activity started rising, it was released into the water and eventually ingested by the first carriers.
The water.
This theory can be quickly dismantled with this interaction on phone roulette. The woman on the other end of the line explains how she fled to a place where the cold cuts to the bone. It is through this phone call that we find out this is a local phenomenon, clearly not affecting other parts of the world. It is for this same reason that FEMA put the whole city on lockdown and respond with lethal force to anybody who attempts to flee. If the parasite manages to escape the city, it's game over. More on FEMA later. For now, a couple more theories on the origin of the parasite. Could the parasite be carried by animals, specifically stray dogs? There are multiple references to these animals all throughout the game. We see stray dogs out the window since day one. The pale visitor mentions that dogs rule the world, and later during the week, the news announces that packs of wild dogs are terrorizing the city. Though it is interesting, I don't believe this theory to be true. Surely, if this was the case, FEMA would advise checking people for bite marks. Also, the cat seems to be unaffected by the parasite, despite being in very close proximity to a host. In the fatal child ending, the baby can be seen drinking dog's milk. It is later mentioned that the baby must be destroyed, for it is the incarnation of all evil. This baby is directly tied to the next theory,
That
which
damn
I
baby.
personally support. There are many references to fungi all throughout the game. The protagonist develops a fungal infection. His favorite drink is kombucha, a fermented beverage that serves as the ideal medium for fungal growth. And even the scammer on the phone advises not to drink it, since it contributes to the health of the fungus inside of him. If that wasn't enough, there's a whole ending tied to mycelium, in which a giant mushroom takes over the city. I believe this represents the fact that the parasite could not be contained and spread worldwide. But what about the baby? Well, it's a product of two people infected by the fungus, a pure breed of visitor, the perfect host, hence why it must be destroyed. The protagonist, in a state of confusion, fires a blind shot at the mist, unintentionally eliminating the child. He becomes the new savior and is crucified for humanity's sins. I personally believe that the fungus theory is the most plausible of them all, and can even go hand in hand with the researcher's conclusion. But even if we knew exactly what the parasite was, where did it come from?
Where did it come from? Where did he go?
The parasite was man-made, and that visitors are a biological weapon designed by FEMA. Either at one point something went wrong and they were released unwillingly, or FEMA intentionally deployed them. Or perhaps FEMA had the parasite safely contained until the temperature suddenly rose, and an accident happened in the lab.
Yeah, I feel like... Yeah, I think... Yeah, FEMA were doing an experiment, probably with the bugs. Visitors are the, like, you know, side effect of it, or the consequence. And... yeah, now they're, like, kind of fucked. You know, because it's just like, it's becoming an outbreak, essentially.
Triggering the disaster. This is clearly a local and not a worldwide problem. So whatever it is that they accidentally released cannot under any circumstance spread anywhere else. This explains why FEMA becomes so hostile towards people during the second week, shooting anybody that tries to leave the city. FEMA has no problem with mass killings, so long as the parasite can be contained. We discover through dialogues with people who have escaped their quarantine zones that these zones are actually a graveyard for anybody that shows symptoms. The outbreak must be contained at all costs. Though, if this is a local and not a global problem, how can we justify the sun's activity increasing only in our area? Surely it would have to affect the rest of the world, if the problem is the sun. This immediately discards the possibility of the parasite being released as a consequence of a drastic rise in temperatures. Here's my theory. Instead of the classic interpretation of the game, which is, the sun is exploding and visitors have crawled out of the ground, my scenario is, the visitor parasite has escaped and FEMA has artificially raised the temperature to kill it. I'd like to give some attention to the following comment by this user that mentions that something in the air could be flammable or refracting sunlight. The rise in temperature, though sold to the public as a natural occurrence, could actually be FEMA's plan of action to eliminate the parasite they accidentally released, similar to how the human body raises its internal temperature to eliminate a threat. This would explain why the heat only seems to have...
Wait, that's sick! That explains a lot. That's a cool theory. If you're infected and you have a bunch of bugs in you and shit, it's like them artificially raising the heat and burning people to stop it from spreading makes so much sense.
Affect our area.
That's
To be
cool.
honest, I completely support this theory. The Immortal Man tells us more about this, and how this is all a huge mistake by FEMA. who are
That's pretty
desperately
neat.
trying to
That's pretty
fix
neat,
their
chat.
error. I based most of my research for my last video on this character's dialogue, and I'll happily do it again.
That's
since
really
it
neat.
seems to be key to the story. A fun fact about the immortal man, whose actual name is Jakob, is that he stars in Tryoska's upcoming game, Lost in the Roots, apparently set in this.
Yo! And we're getting links to their other games? Wait, was this like the forest thing that he was mentioning when we met this guy? Hold up. Let me go back a bit.
For this theory, the immortal man tells us more about this, and how this is all a huge mistake by FEMA, who are desperately trying to fix their error. I based most of my research for my last video on this character's dialogue, and I'll happily do it again, since it seems to be key to the story. A fun fact about the immortal man, whose actual name is Jakob, is that he stars in Tryoska's upcoming game, Lost in the Roots.
Ah,
Set
wow.
in the same universe as No, I'm Not a Human.
That's
When
cool.
we first meet him, we're even awarded an achievement that confirms this. Clearly, we're dealing with an essential character here, and I believe there is more to him that we'll hopefully find out with the release of Lost in the Roots. However, this theory
Cool.
directly collides with the researchers' claim that
It kind of makes me think about how things like the rabies virus can't survive high temperatures, which is why animals like opossums are immune.
if it were,
Interesting.
why would they bother creating an inhospitable environment for themselves? My personal belief is that FEMA is mainly run by humans, but has infiltrated visitors. Have you ever noticed how every time they come to your door, they usually take humans? It's almost as if their intention is to leave you alone with the visitors, so you can be one of them. But let's believe FEMA for a second, and suppose that the sun's increased activity is real, and has nothing to do with them. As the man in the stained
Sun
shirt
theory.
says, the sun is not killing us, but acting in response to the visitors being unleashed on Earth. Perhaps its high temperatures force them to retreat underground during the day, granting mankind at least a little bit of safety. But are we implying that the sun is a sentient being that can regulate its temperature as it wishes? Surely not. If this scenario
Surely.
is true, it must be because of some divine intervention. The closest thing to a divine figure we have in the game is death itself, worshipped by many humans ever since the apocalypse started. The cultists don't fear death, they embrace it. Death is their salvation, and perhaps ours too. In the middle of the apocalypse, this entity attacks the FEMA quarantine zones, resulting in many casualties. Was death killing visitors and infected FEMA employees to try and save humanity? Death might not be the evil entity it appears to be. Maybe the cultists sacrifice themselves to the sun because if you're consumed by death instead of being torn apart by a visitor, you're granted a peaceful afterlife, and not one where you're resurrected as a monster. This is further reinforced by the minor ending, where the protagonist surrenders himself to death and is granted exactly what he considers an ideal life: loneliness and isolation. This theory would be somewhat plausible if it weren't for the fact that anybody who comes into contact with death comes out horrified, if they don't unalive themselves before telling the tale. Even the cultists have petrified expressions of pure terror on their faces after burning alive and being consumed by the entity. This leads us to think that perhaps death is divided into two entities, one that offers salvation to those who embrace it, and one that feeds on the charred remains of the non-believers. A user in my previous video's comment section described the latter as fear, which I believe is an extremely fitting name for this second entity. But if this is so, why were the cultists devoured by fear and not saved by death? If anything, they were the most devoted followers out there. A
True.
personal theory of mine is that those saved by death move on to a peaceful afterlife, but those devoured by fear become its servants.
Oh!
This
Wait,
theory
these
explains
theories
the
are
origin of
fire!
the man, who, according to the ranger, was once a normal human who looked like he had seen death itself. Perhaps the same fate awaits the blind man. One thing we know for sure is that a higher power controls the visitors. It is confirmed both by the pale man and by the ballerina. So, what is it? Are visitors controlled by a brain parasite or by a divine force? I believe it's both.
Both!
It's obvious to see that not all visitors have the same capabilities. Some, like the cashier, or maybe even the protagonist, aren't even aware they're visitors, while others appear to be extremely powerful beings capable.
Wait, that footage just there of like us looking at our hands and it's all dirty. Damn. Damn.
Of taking out a whole squad of soldiers with their bare hands. This theory defends that in this catastrophe, humanity faces two different threats. The first is the parasite, be it from bugs, dogs, or fungi, that takes control of the brain and turns the host into an aggressive monster. And the second threat is something way beyond that. Beings that come from unknown depths, servants of death, commonly known as super visitors. They possess powers beyond those of a simple infected person. Gaping holes that
Ah! There it is! What the fuck?
powers beyond those of a simple infected person. Gaping
Whoa! Yeah, that's definitely not your regular visitor. Motherfucker just has a black hole for a stomach. Like what was his name? Jinpachi in Tekken. Uzumaki? True.
holes that instantly vaporize
True.
the strength to snap rifles in half, and the reflexes to dodge shotgun pellets.
God
While the parasite
damn.
may very well be FEMA's creation, the super visitors aren't. We hear on the radio that FEMA try their hardest to contain these subjects, but can't. Aside from the obvious super visitors, there's one character who I also believe falls under this category. The Prophet, despite not showing hostility towards the protagonist, has supernatural abilities that no ordinary human could have.
The Prophet.
He claims to have some sort of third eye, the ability to see further than most. He clearly isn't lying, since he can tell from outside the house that we have a basement and that something very important lies beneath it. Since the Prophet shows no aggression and seems to want to help us out, we can safely assume he is a disciple of death and not fear, like the Pale Man. The Prophet has an obvious connection with death, through which he seems to gain these supernatural abilities. The way I see it, he acts as a messenger, an intermediary between death as an entity and the main character. The Prophet gives us a series of tasks demanded by death. The first is to let this cat inside, as the powerful entity awaits its approach. The second is to refrain from testing any guests for signs for a few days. And the last is to explore the basement and eventually
That
meet.
trips me up, man.
So,
That's
what
actually
is the
underneath our
connection
house.
between death and the cat? Firstly, it is thanks to the cat playing with the carpet that we discover the basement. Secondly, the cat seems to be an extension. of
How do you
death
get
in
that
the world,
hole?
Since it has the power
How do you
to
dig that
halt
up?
visitors from killing anybody in your home, so long as it is fed. And lastly, as an act of gratitude, the cat also protects the protagonist by giving him one of his 9 lives. It is clear that death believes it's our time to go, doing everything in its power to finally meet us. In fact, death saves us from the terrible punishment of being alive in such dark times. After all, no one envies the living. A curious fact about the Prophet is that he appears in the intro cutscene, laying face down on a beach. Was this the Prophet in human form, before getting scorched by the sun and transformed into a super visitor? After all, we do know thanks to the Ranger's story that they were all once normal people. Maybe the super visitors were summoned as a consequence of the parasite breaking free. Perhaps death sent them to the overworld to restore order. If so, wouldn't one of its disciples being sent to our house imply that we are a visitor? A plausible theory is that the protagonist is a visitor to begin with. On TV, visitors are described as extremely paranoid and hostile with lethal force, a description that perfectly fits the average player's gameplay. Being a visitor will explain the white teeth and the fungal infection, but how did the protagonist die? I covered in my last video that he murdered his abusive parents and buried them under the house, but perhaps after getting rid of his family, the protagonist ended his own life as well, and later crawled out the basement as a visitor. Have you ever noticed that when visitors spend the night, they never kill you? Visitors don't target their own kind. Perhaps we were in fact infected from the start. Many players claim that the title of the game itself provides the answer to this question.
True!
Though this theory is far from definitive, this is my interpretation of the No, I'm Not a Human catastrophe, after almost 60 hours invested into the game and 100% of its achievements unlocked. The parasite is a fungus, part of a mind control experiment conducted by the government, similar to MK Ultra. It was most likely going to be used as a biological weapon in the case of war, and not as a means to control the general population. Therefore, the parasite escaping was most definitely an accident. The unintentional outbreak of the parasite summoned FEMA, who made it their #1 priority to eradicate the pest as soon as possible, even at the cost of thousands of civilian lives. The symptoms announced by FEMA are not a blatant lie, but only partly truthful. Under no circumstance could the government completely uncover the way that this brain-consuming parasite works, in fear that other nations or independent researchers conducted experiments of their own. The sun is not in fact burning up, and the sudden rise of temperature is artificial, and FEMA's method of creating an inhospitable environment for the parasite by releasing flammable substances into the atmosphere. The parasite affects all sorts of living creatures, humans, dogs, and even insects, who infect other organisms by crawling inside them. The cat is unaffected because it is not just a cat. It is the incarnation
It's not just
of
a
death
cat.
itself on Earth, an entity
It's
that
a
seems to have two
game
sides,
cat.
one that is cruel and horrifying, and one that is forgiving. In this apocalypse, humanity isn't just dealing with a brain-controlling parasite, but also with beings from a higher power. Some who feed off of fear and are the face of evil, and others who attempt to speak to the mortals and invite them to their realm. The way the apocalypse unfolds depends ultimately on the player. Either you're torn apart by these fungus-infested beings in your own basement, or you hide underground until FEMA manages to eradicate the plague, and the temperatures are restored to normal again. Perhaps you're convinced by Death's messenger, and decide to abandon this world and live the rest of your days in her realm. Or maybe you flee the city alongside a stranger, not knowing you were both infected. You spread the fungus worldwide and sentence humanity to its extinction. Or maybe your story doesn't have that much of an epic ending, and you're killed by a super visitor, left out to die by the same guests you invited into your home, crucified by a cult, or sentenced to work yourself to death for a company that hires people on the spot, given that their employees don't have a very long life expectancy. Given that this is all just one person's interpretation, I would like for this video's comment section to be a place where you feel safe to either share your own theories or refute my own. I'd also like to thank you all for the overwhelming support on my last video, and if there's anything specific you'd like to see me cover about this game, please do let me know. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
That was sick. I think those theories do a lot more for us than the 3 recap videos we just watched. That's cool. I think I really like that theory. That again, like, I think the ones that stuck out the most, it's man-made by FEMA. That it's they're doing like artificial sort of like heating or lighting to burn the infection. But also, I mean, it just seems like that kind of world too, where there's just like obviously like, you know, certain separate entities and stuff like that that also exist. So which, you know, you don't have to like link everything together, which is fine. Those different things can coexist together. Yeah, that was dope. You want to watch the last video next? You mean like go over the endings again? What do you mean by that? But yeah. Chat, what did you think? Which theories do you fuck with the most? Which ones do you like vibe with the most? Or what do you think actually happened? Because I do like the infection one, and they're burning us, and they're keeping it a secret. Or they're like, you know, they're trying to contain it and like not tell us the truth. Which makes a lot of sense from like, you know, what we've played. And that, like, you know, these separate entities, like, you know, death itself and whatnot, are you know, what people are kind of like resulting to due to the circumstances. Yeah. You know, they'd rather have, I like that part too, where it's like, you know, they'd rather have the peaceful release of death rather than given to fear and turn into a visitor themselves. You know, that's cool. He kept mentioning his last video about the protag, where he was talking about the protag killing his abusive parents and coming back as a visitor because of it. That's what you meant. Okay. Let's see how long that is. Is it the Luto thing? Is this not a completely different thing? Wait, no. No, Bester. Oh, this everything you missed?
No, I'm Not a Human has a total of 56 different characters.
This
Some
one?
always human, some always visitors. and others that can be
I guess. Oh yeah, here, protagonist. Here. Let's go
These
here.
questions is in this video. Before covering the guests though, we'll begin with the host. We play as a middle-aged man who lives alone in an isolated rural area. He's antisocial and doesn't like dealing with people, which is why his neighbors call him the Hermit. The protagonist comes from a humble family that has always lived in the same house. It is evident the family never had many resources. The living room and the bathroom have a shared window to save electricity, and the protagonist only ever had one childhood toy. He was married, but separated from his wife, whose pictures we can see throughout the house. We discover they had a troubled relationship, as he considers he's better off without her, and sleeping by the nightstand brings him bad memories. This isn't the only troubled relationship in the protagonist's life, however. On a phone call with a stranger, he reveals he hated his father and wished death upon him. The truth is, he ended up fulfilling his own wish. Why are we so alone in what has been a family house for generations? If you thought the huge dugout hole in the basement existed only to get the minor ending, you're wrong. This is where the protagonist buried his parents after murdering them. Some guests even hint at this occurrence by claiming that death has a liking to this house, even prior to killing any visitors. On the topic of visitors, is the protagonist one of them? Well, it's up to the player. If the house is clear of visitors, the protagonist preserves his sanity. But if visitors manage to stay in the house for long enough, we begin showing signs until one night, we turn. We kill everyone in the house and have absolutely no memory of it. This reveals two major truths about visitors. The first is that we're clearly dealing with a contagious illness. If we coexist in the same space with visitors for long enough, we become one. The agent of this illness we'll cover later on. The second truth is that most visitors act and then forget. They are a puppet for whatever controls their brain, which also has the capacity to erase memory. The best example of this is the cashier. The cashier is always a visitor. After getting fired from a job,
do you like? Okay, this is the character one you were asking for, Nim. Do you like this actually?
Who abused her roommate. The men grab her and sit her down on a chair, keeping watch.
That's true that we didn't like go over all the characters yet.
She sees her chance and bolts out the front door. She was most likely burnt to a crisp by the sunlight and came back to life as a visitor, though she has no memory of her death whatsoever. Her teeth are white since she says she got them fixed, but she doesn't recall going to the dentist. After having her for a couple days in the home, paranoia gets the best of her.
It's pretty good.
And she begins losing her sanity, claiming that she's a visitor. And well, she was right. The researcher is the most important human character in the game. He is the key to the story, the one who holds the truth regarding all this madness. He can even be seen in the opening cutscene. The researcher can easily be mistaken for a madman or a crazy scientist, but if we hear him out, we begin to connect the dots. The researcher got fired from his job for claiming that the visitors have a brain parasite that enters the host through their ears. We hear on the radio that all of his documents were destroyed or stolen. Now, I don't know about you, but when someone gets fired from their job and all their work is destroyed, it's usually a sign that they know too much.
True.
Attention to the TV, we can catch an
True, brother, true.
Clearly made by visitors that confirms the researcher's theory. Afterwards, we're given the option to examine our guests' ears, always to their surprise, since they don't recall FEMA announcing the ears should be checked. Furthermore, if we call FEMA and ask them about
narrated by British Moist Husband.
The researcher explains that FEMA is run by visitors, which is why they spread misinformation and establish very vague and common symptoms. According to him, these fake symptoms are just a tool so that humans kill each other off, and the population can be reduced. It is also clear now that FEMA don't wear hazmat suits to protect them from the sun. FEMA knew from the start that they were dealing with a parasite, but refused to inform the public. The researcher's theory could seem a bit far-fetched, that is, if it weren't backed up by other characters. Throughout the game, we come into contact with two men who managed to escape the FEMA quarantine zone. According to one of them, the QZ is a big, fenced-off parking lot area with tents and shipping containers where they put all the survivors. We soon discover that the QZ is in reality a visitor factory. Everyone who enters dies, and eventually turns.
They didn't have mirrors in those FEMA pens. No one needs to watch themselves turn into livestock. There was this
No problem. No problem.
Scratch until he stopped.
Thank you for dropping by
He's
and
clearly
enjoy
talking
your
about
sleep.
People turning into visitors inside
This is
the
really cool.
quarantine zone. So if what
This is
the
really, really
researcher
cool.
said is true, and visitors are infected with a brain parasite that enters the host through the ears, anybody who has been to the QZ has to show evident signs.
They say if you live in silence long enough, you start hearing things. We find that out back in the pens.
The researcher was right all along. The things that he is hearing are caused by the parasite in his brain. When the parasite fully takes over, the host becomes completely
everyone say
aware
goodnight
that
to
they are a
Nim.
visitor and has no issue with threatening us when we point our gun at them. After all, they know they are immortal. A great example of this is Big Mama.
Big Mama.
is a visitor infected with a parasite that has reached the stage of total control. It doesn't take many days of keeping her in the house before she confesses that her children are visitors that will crawl out from under the ground and come for the protagonist. The game gives us no option but to shoot her
Once Mama's what did she say?
from under the ground and come for
Go on, honey, shoot. Once Mama's gone, my brood will come. They'll come for every last one of y'all.
the
Damn.
game gives us no option but to shoot her.
What the
You
hecky?
thought this was the final stage of the parasite. Boy, are you wrong.
Oh my goodness.
This disturbing sight we receive on night
Good night,
12 is our
Nim.
first contact with the entity. After seeing it, we receive an achievement for witnessing horrors beyond our comprehension. During the first week of the apocalypse, the FEMA quarantine zone suffers a brutal attack with thousands of casualties. The news claim it was carried out by a maniac with a rifle, but eyewitnesses assure that whatever caused all of that destruction wasn't human. The entity feeds on the charred bodies left behind by the burning sun. This could be the reason why the temperatures have increased so drastically. Is this entity some sort of god who can control the sun and adjust it to its advantage?
Is this entity
FEMA
some
catches on
sort
to
of
this fact
god?
quickly, strictly forbidding their employees from burning any more corpses. Throughout the game, we meet a group of cultists that worship death. These are the same cultists who later tie themselves to poles in front of the house and willingly burn in the daylight heat, offering themselves as food for the entity. It is very possible that the horror we witness outside of our window was death itself. This is further reinforced by the miner we find under the house, who has discovered a hole where the visitors apparently come from. After jumping down it, our theory is confirmed. The entity that awaits us is none other than death. Another plausible theory is that neither the miner or the underground tunnel system actually exist, and when the protagonist enters the basement, he takes his own life, hence why he meets death. So, is this the next stage of the infection? After becoming fully controlled by the parasite, does the victim begin to be consumed by this entity? This next character gives us the answer. One night, this genderless visitor comes to
Uzumaki
our door,
herself.
dressed in winter clothing despite the unbearable heat outside. They refuse to take off their jacket and claim they have a secret they want to share. After letting them crash for a few nights, they finally reveal the reason as to why they're so cold all the time.
Ah! Ah!
Curious how this is one of the few characters in the game that's neither a he or a she. It is something else. Something that is in a very advanced stage of possession. Something that we cannot comprehend. Everything points toward the fact that this person is being consumed by death, as they feel very cold, just like the realm in which death lives. Is this what happens when you come into contact with the entity? We were lucky enough
Yucky.
to only catch a brief glimpse of it, but others weren't so fortunate.
Fruit salad,
This poor
yucky,
fellow just so
yucky.
happened to be at the wrong place at the wrong time, and witnessed the entity in its full horror. Seeing it devour the charred corpses of his fellow citizens left him no other option but to gouge his own eyes out, in hopes to never see such a sight again. Nevertheless, it's
You
too
want
late.
to stick your hand in the swirly vortex? Oh boy.
The entity's image is ingrained in his brain and
Oh
haunts his
boy, oh
dreams.
boy.
Eventually, he himself in the kitchen. For now, let's take a break from the visitors and cover some humans. Our neighbor is a very caring and compassionate man who abandons his family in the middle of an apocalypse to stay over our hours, just so we're not alone. This same compassion is what gets him killed later on. His daughter explains that he let some strange people into the house, who turned out to be visitors that ripped him apart. The daughter, in a panic, runs for shelter to our house. She tells us the whole story, and one very creepy detail. After being attacked and killed by the visitors, her father got back up again. We all know what that means. This isn't the only twist.
We all know what that means.
The following day, she gives us the phone number of one of her friend's parents and asks us to call them so that she can come over and play. Upon dialing the number, we're met with a truly horrifying story. The little girl was murdered by her own parents for showing signs of being a visitor. This poor little girl's parents have completely fallen for the FEMA narrative.
Wow.
Were so indoctrinated by terror, it led them to kill their own child. Another great example of this is the vigilante, the neighbor's brother. The vigilante is always human, but ironically, he poses more of a threat than most visitors. His philosophy is to shoot and kill anybody who shows even one sign. In his words, he's cleaning up the filth. He stops by our house regularly to check us for signs, and will shoot us on sight if something is off. One night he asks about his brother, our neighbor. After we tell him he didn't make it, he expresses great disappointment. Perhaps if he was a little more like himself and did what he had to do, his family would still be alive. The vigilante is a perfect manifestation of FEMA's brainwashing. He follows the signs he hears on TV religiously and is completely driven by paranoia, turning him into a serial killer, cutting down the number of human survivors daily. One night, we encounter a man dressed in a yellow hazmat suit, but without a
we
gas
hadn't met
mask.
this guy.
Our first instinct, of course, is to ask if he's with FEMA. He claims he isn't, that he got the suit from a dead body. However, the man seems to be caught up in his own lies. First, he says he does coding. Then, he says that he fixes fridges. And later on, he says he has to deal with people all day, indicating that he most likely did work for FEMA. Eventually, we search his pockets and find his FEMA ID. The man confesses that he lied because he knew no one in their right mind would allow a FEMA employee into their home. He explains that he got fired from his job for breaking protocol. One day, a woman came to the quarantine zone to check up on her husband. After they informed her that he was dead, the woman requested to be given the body, but the request was strictly refused. In response, the woman camped outside the quarantine zone for days, until this man, along with his team, broke protocol and handed her the body, costing him his job. A woman that carries the dead body of a man sounds familiar, doesn't it? This same woman also ends up at the house, severely sleep deprived and looking for a place to rest. Now, if we know anything about the QZ, we know that the husband is 100% infected with the parasite and will most likely turn into a visitor soon. We also know that this illness is contagious, meaning that even though the widow is always human, she will start showing symptoms soon, and if we keep her around for long enough, so will we. These are, in my opinion, the key characters that best reveal the lore of the game through their interactions. However, there are more guests that hide unusual secrets, and although they're not key to the story, I believe they're still worth covering. This teacher is in great emotional distress after her classroom was burnt down.
Right? It is really cool.
She reveals the fire was lit.
They're like piecing everything together.
because
It's
the kids
really
were
neat.
showing signs of being visitors. This event scars the poor woman so much that one day she yanks your shotgun from you and ends her own life. Once she stayed in the house long enough, if you attempt to shoot the ballerina, she will show you her dance moves, dodging your first 3 shots.
I love that.
until you can
I
finally
love
kill
that.
her. The married couple hide a dark secret. I say the word couple very lightly, since it could very well be that this man, who is clearly abusive, kidnapped a random lady and uses her as an excuse to get into people's homes. The woman does not dare utter a word throughout the whole dialogue, out of fear of the man, who threatens her and accuses her of taking too long to get ready and leave. He then moves on to threatening the protagonist, claiming he also has a gun. If we don't shoot, the couple leaves the house in broad daylight, wrapped in a blanket that clearly doesn't offer them much protection. They collapse after a couple steps outside, roasted by the solar flares.
Bruh.
I'd also like to point out how a lot of the characters are interconnected and have met in the past. When hearing some of the anecdotes the characters have to offer, We realize they are speaking about a person we've already met before, or we will meet in the future. Here are a couple curious examples. This cab driver appears to be linked to a
we
multitude
saw
of
that too for
characters.
this one.
He tells us his father also used to be a cabbie, and one time, after refusing to offer a suited man a ride, was brutally beaten. The suited man later appears at our house and tells us the exact same story. It is also possible that the cab driver is the one responsible for running over this man's dog. A curious fact about this man is that he later reveals he had to kill the dog himself in order to end its suffering. And lastly, this cab driver could also be the same one that drove the female officer's wife to the outskirts, as she mentioned taking a cab to our area and also getting charged a fortune for it. This woman also happens to be the neighbor of the wounded man who escaped the QZ. He tells us how they always hated each other, and she ended up ratting him out to FEMA, which is what caused him to end up in the quarantine zone. The woman also has no issues with confessing this. If anything, she feels proud to have sent someone to their demise. Luckily for the wounded man, a doctor at the QZ falsified his report, claiming he was clean, and granting him his freedom. The doctor that did this is no other than the one that also knocks on our door. He tells us he began falsifying reports because he felt the symptoms announced by FEMA had no basis. In that, he is very correct. Other guests claim that FEMA is actually responsible for the catastrophe and are now trying to fix the mess that they created. This man may very possibly be right, since we find out that FEMA existed before the apocalypse. The FEMA hotline is the only number that doesn't vary from game to game. If we call this number before the consolidation of FEMA is even announced on TV, a woman picks up the phone and is instantly cut off by an angry sounding man who makes her hang up immediately. Another interesting theory is that this man might be the minister we meet later on. Upon conversing with him, we find out that he was involved in the consolidation of FEMA, but for some reason, he clearly isn't working with them anymore. Could this slip-up have gotten him fired? A dialogue with the scavenger reveals that one time, as he was searching an abandoned house for resources, he encountered the body of a man, full of bullet holes. Under the man was the body of his little daughter, who also met the same fate. This story is very similar to the one the man in the bandana tells us. We discover he witnessed a maniac kill a child and their parents before his eyes. Though the situation is similar, it is true that the scavenger found the bodies in a house, and the man in the bandana said this happened in an alleyway. But perhaps the correlation between these two stories is not the victims, but the shooter. All in all, after 50 hours invested in this game and all of the achievements unlocked, these are all the most interesting secrets I could find, though I'm certain there might be some I've missed. If you have any counter theories or discoveries to add, I would love to read them in the comment section. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
Nice! Cool. Cool. I really dig this game. That is awesome. Damn. There's a lot though. Again, like, yeah, they being infected with bugs. If you die, it'll actually like spread the disease. If you die, you might, you know, just in this world, you might be immortal just because you'll get possessed. You know, you'll become taken over. Like the hesitant lady, which is the second visitor, had actually died before and is essentially like, you know, revived as a visitor. Way too much info, but it's cool. Yeah, it's really, it's very dense. It's very, very dense. Goodness. Whew. Okay, well, there you go, chat. So that was No, I'm Not a Human. That was a lot. Holy Sojiro, I just saw your stream. I've listened to your cover in the past when I was like 15. Hey, welcome. Hope you enjoyed the stream, and thank you for being such a long-time supporter. That's awesome. Thank you. Appreciate it a lot. But yeah, we were just essentially having the entirety of No, I'm Not a Human explained to us in every bit of detail, even though it's kind of a vague game and people are mostly theorizing, but still that was awesome. And now we are going to move on to what the stream is supposed to be about, which is Marvel Rivals. Because as you may have seen, they just had a big update for Season 5, where they've just released Gambit! Ooh, I'm about to make a name for myself here. Hell yeah, man, keep up the good work. Can't wait to listen to your cover again. And also, that game is quite interesting. I'm gonna run it later. Yes, yes. No, I'm Not a Human is very cool. Such a cool game for, again, like, you know, it's always cool seeing games like this where it's like, the premise is quite simple, I guess, in terms of like, you know, what you need to do in gameplay, but it's like so just dense and rich in lore, and there's just so much to find out, and it's very, very interesting. Yeah. Rivals! So hopefully I can run this well. I got a new external because my last one got corrupted. This is on an HDD, so I'm kind of afraid of it just not running well. So chat, if it doesn't run well, which it probably won't run well in the beginning, hopefully like the computer settles, but if it doesn't run well at all for like maybe 2 or 3 games, we'll switch it up. And I'll probably have to reinstall Rivals on my SSD instead, but I'll have to make a lot of space for that. Okay. Oh god, I already hear the menu click sound. Have fun. All I can say about Gambit, he's literally the jack of all trades. Way too broken? Really? Gambit is broken? Straight up? Well, that'd be cool. That'd be cool if he's broken. I really liked, well, I like Gambit in X-Men 97. Of course, Channing Tatum's Gambit in Deadpool vs. Wolverine was hilarious. So, very excited about that. Yeah. So yeah. Ooh. What do I want to do here? I kind of wish they actually made his old sound, woo, I'm about to make a name for myself here, instead of Gambit never folds! But it's still goated. Yeah, it's still goated that we have Gambit in the first place. Absolutely. Absolutely. Honestly, yeah, they should have. Well, no, I wouldn't say that I would have had Channing Tatum come in. A deal's a deal. X-Men 97 was goated, so yeah. Probably gonna be a lot quieter now, lol. I'm not a big Marvel fan, but I'll still hang around to support. I appreciate you, Jay. That means a lot. Especially because you say that you're not a Marvel fan and you'd still watch this. I appreciate that a lot. Big appreciation! Big! do 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 do. Been a huge fan of yours for literally probably a decade by now, so of course, damn! I really appreciate y'all. That is awesome. Seeing old fans. Oh. Thank you so much. Wait, this music. Whoa, wait, this music. Yeah. Yeah. Oh! Oh, I love this music. Let's turn it up a bit. Damn. Oh shit! Yeah! Oh, that's sick. Yeah, thank you so much, guys. Holy shit. Nothing better than a hot chocolate in a cloudy, cold night without homework and watching Soji stream. No homework! Yeah! And hot chocolate, damn! Lucky. I think my last time listening to your cover was the Dun Dun Hayaka Naru rap version, the Titan one. Oh my god. That was a long time ago. Holy. Ooh, that Magneto skin. Okay. Alright, chat. Let's give Gambit a go, if we can lock him in somehow. We grew up with you, bro, only. I guess so. 7 years following. Cheers to y'all. My goodness. Appreciate that a lot. Damn. 7 years. Hot chocolate and raining. That's so nice.
Pick your hero or villain. I'm not judging.
All the characters seem balanced? Hell yeah. That's good to hear. I heard that you can heal on Penny's webs now. Like, not just Penny herself, but her teammates can. I also heard about Captain America giving ult charge to everyone with his ult. That seems kind of nutty. What else is there? I think Moon Knight has a team up with Blade now. Oh shit. Okay, it looks like it's going really slowly, chat. Uh-oh. I don't think Rivals being on my external hard drive is working out. Oh, look at that. It ain't. Oh, we're taking ages to load. You got this external hard drive? Come on. I'm gonna have to reinstall this. Even Widow can heal. Oh yeah, the Phoenix team up, right? Oh my goodness. Okay, someone already locked in Gambit because we took 10 years to load. And I think we're gonna have to heal. Let's do like, I don't know. I can't even see our teammates' characters. This is how much it's lagging. Oh, 5 FPS, 2 FPS. Oh, it's so bad. Oh, the difference between being on a SDD and a HDD. Oh, I can't even see myself. Gang, don't use HDD for Rivals. Trust me, I've been there. Do it on an SSD, gang. I guess for next stream we will, because I'm not going to reinstall it midstream. Dude, okay, I don't even know what I'm doing. Uh-oh.
Looks like the missionary.
Yeah, it's because my SSD didn't have much space, is the thing. Okay, I'm just gonna guess what I'm doing here. I'm just guessing. Oh my god, we can't kill this guy. We can't kill this magic.
We captured the mission area.
Please kill her! Oh my god, that took 10 years. Okay, our character finally loaded in. What's my F ability? Oh my god, my frames. We don't even have music. Oh, there's the magic. Oh my god, my frames just dropped and I died. Oh my god, we have no frames, chat. Hopefully it'll settle.
Their team's capture progress.
Holy shit. You can shield yourself on Invis 2 now? Really? Is that the F ability? Okay, we have ult. We doing this? Uh-oh. Got her. Our whole team is behind me. Somehow. Pull him into the sucky suck. There you go. There's someone on my left. No, that was just Jeff. With the big ass footsteps. Psylocke ult? No? Psylocke's behind. Psylocke's dead. Okay, okay. Okay, I haven't used the self shield yet, but I'm sure we'll get to use it at some point. Put that over there, because they're gonna walk through it. Yeah. Okay, okay, okay. Push them back a bit, delay them a bit. Oh, that's a big ult. We'll put our ult over here. There we go. Stay in my ult, please. There we go. Okay, magic's dead. Let's keep the tank up. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're doing good. Oh, shit. Shield myself. Can I survive on my own shield? No, I can't. Damn it. I couldn't get out of that.
Thought you wouldn't see me again?
Okay, 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 okay. Let's go, let's go. Oh, my team. Can we touch? Can we get a Doctor Strange, maybe? Doctor Strange? Doctor Strange? No? Okay, cool. Alright. Okay, the shield myself is just the same shield as the right click, right? Okay, okay. Okay, okay, okay. Okay, it seems like the frames settled a little bit.
Who wants to see something
a little bit.
Fantastic? 30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Oh yeah, chat. By the way, just so you know, for our next stream tomorrow, we're gonna be playing Dispatch. So if you haven't heard of Dispatch, it is this new game that is made by the same guys or some of the guys from Telltale games. So like Wolf Among Us, whatchamacallit, the Walking Dead games as well. So we're gonna be playing Dispatch. You're gonna be very familiar with some of the cast. I'm not gonna spoil it, but I'm very excited to play it tomorrow. The lag wasn't that bad. It was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. We're getting like 5 FPS. Okay, damn wall. Wait, let's see if we can pull some. Oh! Scary, scary magic. Oh shit. I'm dead. Oh, I couldn't get rid of him. I was gonna try to flank and like pull someone, but I didn't know they had a Spider-Man. Familiar? I'm not gonna spoil it till tomorrow. You gotta hear it for tomorrow first. Thank you. These damn walls, man. We're not gonna get a Punisher either, I'm pretty sure. Leave me alone. I'll keep y'all alive! I'll keep y'all alive! Woo! I'll keep y'all alive, baby! No one's gonna die! that bitch in! Yeah! No, Thor! Live! Live, my friend. Where is this fucking Spider-Man?
Another fearsome foe.
Die, Spider-Man. We're gonna pull someone. Thank you. Help! Okay, they don't know. They don't know. They don't know. We're good. We're good. They don't know. They don't know. Spider-Man, get the fuck off me! Bitch ass Spider-Man, you can't kill me! You can't kill me, Spidey! Woohoo! I can't die! I cannot die, I'm immortal. Alright, where's Spidey? Oh, my alarm's going off. Oops. My bad, chat. Dispatch is the one who queer baited players for real? Oh, man.
Get around, me. Feeling fantastic. We captured more than half of the mission area.
Spider-Man.
This place is worth a good look.
Fellas, pay attention to the Spider-Man, please. Spider-Man pulled someone. We need to get out of that. No! Oh my god! I forget. I need to remember that I can shield myself.
I'll fight for my family.
Also, good positioning, Soji. How did they not kill you there? Man. Right as you said it, I died. Bell music? Yeah, that's my alarm. You Millennium is my alarm. This bitch ass Spider-Man, man. Kill that bitch. Keep Gambit alive. Who the magic? Leave me alone. Spider-Man again. Stress! Woohoo! Leave me alone, Angela. No, my backline! Keep my tanks alive.
Don't mess with the amazing Spider-Man.
I need to touch. I need to touch. No. Fuck. Man, I did my best, chat. I did my best. I did my best. Man. That sucks. That sucks. Good try, bad DPS. Man, my backline got deleted there by that Venom ult. Holy. 19k healing. This guy did 31. Damn. I really want to try this character. Hopefully we can lock them in. Okay. GG's. That was still fun. Okay, let me just read up on the chat. Let's see. It's literally the only thing I know about it, for real. They were super coy and actively implying that there would be queer character / romance options, saying they couldn't outright tell players because it's spoilers, with a big wink. Then when the full game finally released, there was nothing and they wouldn't take criticism about it. I see. Okay, well, I guess I'll have to judge for myself by going through the story. I think the one thing I could speculate maybe is just like, I guess by like mentioning anything that they would spoil the story, because it is like story centric. Because what was it, like they were releasing a chapter per week? Other than that though, if the story did lead you to believe that, that would kind of suck. That would really suck. But yeah, I've heard it's incredibly funny, witty dialogue, pretty fun gameplay. There's a lot of people that I like that are in it. So yeah, let's find out for ourselves tomorrow. Yeah, that's the part I'm wondering about, is like you saying that they were implying a bunch of those things. So I guess we'll find out. I can never lock in Gambit! And we have to tank. Okay. So who was a new tank? Penny on attack? No, we can't do Penny on attack. Let's do Cap. Let's do that Cap buff.
30 seconds before you attack.
Oh look, they're doing the Widow Phoenix thing. Damn, look at you. With your sit emote. What do I have? I have a sit emote too. Yeah, that's right. Alright, there's a bastard on the left. I think it's way more on the side of the way things were being promoted and hinted at, not on the actual game. Oh, okay. They screwed up on the... Okay. What the fuck was that? What was that? Okay, Gambit, new character, very fun. Okay, Hawkeye, very fun. Who's next? Venom. Okay, dead too. Who else is here? What's going on? Good luck with your stream, Sojiro. I'll be watching that Dispatch stream tomorrow. Have fun. Thank you. I appreciate you coming here. Very much appreciate you. We'll be seeing you tomorrow. Oh my god, this Wolverine is getting doo-dooed on. Who the fuck are you? I'm gonna beat your ass, Alex Lee! Yeah! Show me that ass. Yeah! Yeah, you're a bow character! What are you gonna do? Are these bots? These have to be bots, right? These are bots. How do we get bots just like that from one loss? The heck?
Enemy ahead.
These feel like bots. See, you see this? You see how they're moving?
Sorry, soldier.
These are bots. Actually, we were... I don't know. I saw Ultron here. Hey, where's Ultron? He die? Oh, they're up there. Oh, I can't get that. I can't aim. Come back here. I can't aim on a character that doesn't need to aim. What am I doing? Coming back for more.
You're never alone. Stand down. Gambit never falls.
Oh, can't be bothered chasing him. There we go.
That's the boost I needed. Sorry, soldier.
The vehicle reached the checkpoint. Keep up the momentum.
No! What's going on here?
Coming through.
No, no heals. Oh, they're getting dove.
Organic virus can't be left to spread any further.
The venom dive.
I've got your back.
There we go.
I never stay down.
I never stay down. Oh my god, I'm so good at this. There you go.
I can feel your pain.
Who's next?
Sorry.
Give me a hella. Oh, he's dead.
Coming through.
Leave me alone, Venom.
I'll be ship shaking.
Don't let anything
Nice.
stand in your way.
Where'd he go?
Mademoiselle
I am Loneliness.
Oh. Ow! Oh, he ulted me.
coming through. I'll be ship shaking no time.
Yeah! Ah!
Sorry, soldier.
Okay. That was a bot game. That was actually a bot game. Let's see these bot names. Hole of All, Outstalker. Yeah, I don't even know.
Alright, please let us play Gambit. One game of Gambit, please.
Anyway, GG. GG.
Yeah.
One Gambit game, please. Let's put him in our favorites, just to make sure. I think that'll make it easier to lock him in, right? Let's see. Where is Remy boy? Oh, Gambit. Wait, let's do this. Strategist. Gambit. Very cool. Strike squad. There we go. That should make it easier. Yeah? Should. There we go. Alright, alright. Let's run it back. Get that Gambit. Get that Gambit. Oh wait! Oh, Gambit's open! Yeah.
It's now or never. Stop them.
Okay, we need to load the background. Oh, and we're losing.
Better stop that vehicle.
Okay.
Don't give them another
Oh my god, we couldn't kill him.
or else. Better stop that vehicle.
Okay, and we got our bow staff. Okay, we killed that guy. Okay, let's save this team from losing. Nice, I got the rocket.
You stopped them in their tracks.
Okay, our E is the heal. Come here. F is the hit. Flush, raise. What does that do? Oh, okay.
So it begins.
Oh, okay, we're on charges for that. Okay, that's the flush. Oh shit! Don't mind that, chat. Okay, they got like 2 divers.
Can't keep this cage down long.
Okay. So F. Okay, both of the skills have like 2 different things they can do. Okay, I don't think we should deal with the Spider-Man. We're not contesting. We don't have a tank. The one time Gambit's open is because there's no tank. Oh man, we entered into an absolutely losing game. Damn! Well, it is what it is. Wee wee! Just curious for like posting drawings and stuff? Oh, what do you mean? What do you mean? Wait, that was fast? Yeah, they basically put us in a game where we filled for someone's position because they like rage quit or something. Because they were about to lose, which, you know, they did. Wee. Oh, Gambit was interesting, but we barely got to play him. See, you heal with your left click and it's an attack too. Because it goes through people. The E is like a heal, the F is damage, and then they both have like 2 different types of activation. It's very interesting. I'm sure we're not going to get to try it again with how fast we're loading here. Yikes. We are so slow. There's that Gambit, yeah. We're not gonna get to insta-lock Gambit until we move this game to the SSD. But we are still healing from the looks of it.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
How shall we heal? We got the Iron Fist from last game. They want me to play Phoenix. We need another healer. Sure, I'll just do it. Fuck it. I'll do it.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
One healer. Let's go.
Capture the mission area. Got it?
Hello?
There you are.
Just got away, damn. Missed the right click?
A fitting end. Second shift. I need to recover. Thanks for the boost.
As you can see, I can aim very well, chat. I can't hit anything! I can't hit anything.
Help get that vehicle to its destination.
Oh, I hit something! 2 hits! No, the reload! Oh my god, 1 shot. There we go. Oh my god, I can't aim. What is this guy doing?
Double KO. Sorry, dummy, but you lost this hand.
I can't aim with this character. I can't aim in general. Oh my god, what was that? What was all that shit flying on him?
We make a good team.
Yeah.
Don't mess with the amazing Spider-Man!
Oh my god, I will hit the shot one day. There we go. Oh my god. That whole time that team was behind me and I had 1 HP. Oh, he doesn't heal anymore. Okay.
She needed that. You're halfway there. Keep going. Mind the exploding plasma.
Oh my god, he's hitting something! Thank you. Where's the Spider-Man? Where the hell is he? There he is.
Almost there. Don't turn back now.
Oh my god. Oh, nice.
You're the one trying to hold reality together?
Armed and danger never falls! Dragon unleashed!
You are nothing!
Kill him! Oh. Oh. Uh-oh. Bye!
Time to do some fire damage!
Cosmic Blade!
Woohoo! There we go! Oh, I almost killed him, damn. Where's the Spider-Man?
Judge! Jury! Executioner!
Oh my god, oh my god. Oh my god, we lived! Oh, I can hit one of these shots one day? Oh my god, hit the one that counts, Soji! I'm so bad! I can't aim! I can't aim! Oh, hi, Fran. How you doing? Just got off work? Oh. Oh, welcome back. Hey, Fran, you want to play League? I haven't played League in a while. Oh my god. Rip that guy. I can't aim. I cannot aim. Oh my god. No, Soji, don't do this to me.
Sacrifice won't be forgotten.
Cosmic Blade! You are nothing!
Die, Adam! Where's this Boulder man? Hella. Oh! Goodbye, bitch.
Don't let anything stand in your way.
Don't mess with the amazing Spider-Man!
Oh my god, I got caught in that. Oh, thank god. Okay, let's go over here.
Some help will help.
I can't play League. Oh god, I'll be doomed? Why? Will you like relapse or something? Will you relapse? Oh my god, I got owned.
Born again!
Reborn again. Good times.
Possibly. What other games do you play that do you think I will have?
Armed and dangerous! Again! Again!
We'll clear you a path to Budokan, Zero. No worries.
I found a phone.
I need to recover.
Oh my god, my frames. Oh my god, he was going for my frames. I have Overwatch, but I also haven't touched it in a while, so I'm washed. League does have a fun new game mode though called Era and Mayhem. Can we try it, Fran? I haven't tried that before. Can we try it?
Get that vehicle moving again.
Got your back.
Mind the exploding plasma. We all have to do this. Turning up the heat. Chaos! You are nothing! Turning up the heat. Can't catch me. Get that vehicle moving again. Can't catch me.
No. And dangerous! Again! 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 Yes, with the amazing Spider-Man!
I can't aim. I can't aim.
Down to 30 seconds. Stole my crow. Step it up. There's no time left.
Where did we?
Give it never fall!
Where'd he go?
Can't catch me. The final 10 seconds. We need to recover. We'll have to keep fighting until we have clear.
Oh.
Cosmic play. Double
There we go.
KO. I can feel your pain. We'll clear you a path to Budokan. Can't catch me. We need to recover.
Yeah, we did it. We did it.
Another epic victory.
We did it. Yeah. Oh my god, Widow healed for 3k. Widow healed for 3k. It's crazy. I was like, she's gonna be the substitute healer with her new team up. She healed for 3k. Yeah, I definitely need to reinstall this on my SSD. Oh god, this is like kind of unplayable. Alright, let's see. Fran. Sure, I changed my name to Koji on League. I didn't think about it, but I drew inspiration from the character Kojiro Sakura, so don't worry, I'm not a creepy fan, I swear. Where's Kojiro Sakura from? Long story short, a weirdo was constantly making new accounts on League to add me, so I changed my name to one of my favorite characters. Ooh, wait! Ooh, that is creepy. Ooh, okay. I will add you on that, okay? Let's get off of this because my frame rate is terrible. It is terrible right now. Yeah, good on you for getting away from that guy. Ugh. Also, screw that guy. Kurenai Oji? Oh. I'm not familiar, but nice. Oh my god, poor Spidey. Alright, let's get out of here, chat. Alright, League of Legends. Man, does this mean I have to change my stupid, stream category again? I really don't want to. Actually, I think... Okay, Fran, what we're gonna do is we're gonna play maybe like 2 games? 2 games of ARM Mayhem. And then I will call the stream there. Yeah, we'll give it a go. Fair, fair? Yeah. Fair, fair. Theirs is fair. Alright, League of Legends. 2 games sounds perfect. Sweet. Oh yeah. Day, I don't think you've ever seen me play League of Legends. I don't think you have. To be fair, I literally have just not played for a long time. The last time I played League was... Oh, that's a bit of a lie, because I've been getting on every now and then, but just to like purchase the new champion, and then play like 1 game and that's it. But yeah, I haven't really played. I think the last time I logged in was during the end of Arcane when they released like Mbessa. But yeah, I didn't play that much at all. Yeah, you Day. You haven't seen me play League before. Alright, here we are. So it's called ARM Mayhem? Oh, there it is. What is this? ARM Mayhem. Welcome to ARM Mayhem. Augments. Power up quickly with your favorite augments and earn more as you level up to secure victory. Okay. Hi, Koji. Let's get you in here. I have watched you playing, I think. Really? I don't remember the last time I streamed League of Legends, to be honest. I do not remember. What is this? Cassidin, Diana, Syndra. Let's do... Kind of want to do Cassidin. No, listen.
So much untapped power.
Oh shit! Wait, who's this? Is that LeBlanc? Oh my god!
Black rose shall bloom once more.
Wait, let's play the new LeBlanc. What the heck? View abilities. Oh, okay. LeBlanc still works the same, right? Sigil. Organ. Oh. Next. Let me see here. Okay. Okay, LeBlanc still works the same. They take a snowball. Oh, I just realized we have no runes. Oh my god, we have no runes. League is so loud. Yeah. Because I remember my Twitch recap, it was you on top 1 streamer and League on top game 2 years ago. Damn. Well, I guess I was streaming it 2 years ago. Makes sense. Damn. Oh my god, it's the new LeBlanc. I have not touched the new LeBlanc. At least this is like a Just a visual rework, right? They haven't really changed anything about her. Oh, I'm excited. Okay, what do we have that's gonna ruin us? Anniversary. Oh my god, it's a horrible, horrible skin. Cho'Gath, Oriana, Nunu. Okay, Nunu and Cho'Gath can ruin me, for sure. Gotta be careful about that. Probably just let the Malphite go in first. It's probably AP Malphite now. Oh my god, the way I'm talking right now sounds like I'm relapsing. You know what I mean? The way I'm talking. Like all the League memories are flooding back to me. This character does that. This character does that. These are our matchups. What items do we need? Oh, Syndra would have been so good against that team. I would have ruined that Nunu's life. Oh well. We gotta check out the new stuff, you know? If we have the opportunity, we gotta check out the new stuff. What rank did you hit here, by the way, Fran? Did you get to, like, I don't know, Challenger? Grandmaster? Where'd you get to? I'm likely gonna int. I mean, you're canon. If you don't int, well, there's something wrong. You are the inter, besides the Malphite. I've never played ranked, really? Avoided it? Hell yeah. Me too. High five. Anyways, you want to duo ranked? Actually, Fran, yeah. Would you love to duo ranked? If we started... I mean, we're both going to start at, like, bronze, or if there's something below bronze, then we'll be there. Surely we can carry from those ranks, right? I think the highest I ever hit in League was gold because all I wanted was a ranked reward and I just stopped there. Oh my god, please no, I'm gonna cry. Why would you cry? You're playing bronze ranked. What would make you cry? Don't you think that'd be fun? What do you think, Day? Would you be down for some bronze Soji ranked League of Legends streams? You just joined after a long time and you want to go ranked? Yeah, exactly. I just love playing ranked in every game I play. Like, I hopped onto Apex for, you know, after having not played it for years. The first thing I did was get in a ranked game. I just think ranked is more fun. The fact I will get whooped by bronze ranked people. Look, Fran. Doesn't that sound fun too? I think I'll get whooped by bronze rank too. They probably have like some Omega cheese strats, you know? I can, like, I don't know, level 2 like you know, Xin Zhao gank. What is this? Oh my god, these are dogments. 50% crit chance, summon area, arc and comic key runes, your attacks apply. Okay, we'll do this one. For sure. Who was it? Who was the potato? No one cares. Okay. What do we want here? We don't want an Archangels. We probably want Luden's Companion? Damaging abilities, fire 6 shots, deal shots per one. Okay, that sounds fun.
Is everything to your liking? It is said that every rose has its thorns, but none are sharper. Enjoy the festivities.
Oh my god, this looks so different. I love it.
Congratulations, you found it. Or have you?
Uh-oh, I'm dead. I'm trolling. I'm not used to this. Wait. There's a wall here and there's a gap here now? Oh my god, Fran, I entered before you. There's a little space over there now. Okay. I don't know about that. Oh my god, I'm gonna die already. Please kill him. Thank you. Watch this, Fran. Watch this.
History forgets, But the Black Road remains.
No! No, don't watch it! Don't watch it! I got stunned as soon as I win it. Don't watch it. Wait, these guys are kind of goated. Also, I just realized why I'm playing so bad. I'm on windowed mode, so I'm clicking into my second screen. Fuck. Wait, no, I'm on full screen. Why am my mouse is still going to the other screen? Why?
An enemy
Huh?
has been slain.
Do I have to deactivate my second screen?
I just love traveling to Ionia.
And we surrendered. Oh, do we have a DC? Oh, we do have a DC. Okay. I recently hopped on Apex 2. It's dead. It's not dead in Asia. You have to play in Asia. Okay, first off, Fran. Even though I was on full screen, my mouse was going onto my second screen. So, I don't know how I'm gonna fix that. I might have to disconnect my second screen. Which is weird, because I wasn't having that issue. I think the last time I played this, I still had 2 monitors. Whatever, let's try again. Yeah. You down for it? Yeah, so Fran and I will do ranked Apex and ranked League of Legends for the streams. It's not death only in Asia. That's true. In Asia, the servers are alive, but everyone wants to die. Everyone just ints. Nidalee Cassante. Go mid.
The wild calls. I answer.
Let's just go mid for now. I'm sure this would be annoying for them. That's weird. Does full screen not lock your mouse in one monitor? That's what I'm saying. That's what I thought. That's what I thought, Fran. Wait, exhaust doesn't exist in ARM anymore. Oh shit. Wait, that's kind of gross. That's kind of gross. I mean, what do I want? Barrier? I might just barrier. Exhaust is not an ARM anymore. You can't be an exhaust warrior. Oh god, assassins must be so good in this now. Okay, if my mouse still goes out of the full screen, I'm gonna be pissed, and I'll probably disconnect my second monitor. And I won't be able to read chat until I alt-tab. Alright, Chatterinos. Please let me full screen. And my mouse surely will not go to the other side. Okay, I think it's actually locked in properly now. Okay, what do we have? Ocean Soul, granting high health in mana region after damaging enemies. Reduces Zonya's arrow, let's go down to 90 seconds. You can now move when in Zonya's. What? Wait, it sounds sick. I don't get that. What the fuck? You can move in Zonya's. And it's a lower cooldown. Wait, we're in Howling Abyss now. What happened to the other map? Did I queue the wrong mode? Oh my god, my reaction time. I flashed that Blitz hook. Did you see me, chat? Did you see me? No! Help me! Help me! Help me! Yes! That's what I thought. Let's go. Oh! Oh! Oh my god. Is that ambition? Oh my god, I couldn't get him. No! I'm gonna die. Oh. I'm dead. Ooh, Blackfire Torch. Okay. I think... No, that'd be overkill, wouldn't it? Yeah.
An ally has been
Let's get boots as well.
Unstoppable.
No, he just died. Nice.
An enemy has been slain.
I am always middling. My prey now. For the kill.
Oh, I whiffed. Okay.
I take off.
What? Oh wait, I thought that was me for some reason.
No hiding.
I thought I got hooked. Oh my god, I'm dead. Nice Ezel.
See if you can handle this.
1200 for that. Oh, what's this? First strike, Dark Harvest Key Runes, Skin Summon Area Arcane. Summon Area Arcane for sure. Dumbass, sit down, bitch. Oh, missed the canyon. Gotcha. Gotcha! No, I whiffed.
Lifeblood. I carve my spears from poacher's bones.
Oh my god, my heal saved him. Ow. Okay, we do need some sort of burn for these tanks. I guess we just go Leandri's. Yeah. I go Leandres. Lamau, I perished. Wait, who are you playing? Oh, you were the Seraphine that got hooked. That was you. Wow, you rushed it. Okay, my bad. You're a gamer. Oh my god. Hi. Bitch. I whiffed. I'm very good at this.
My quarry.
That's me, baby! Oh, damn. I didn't need to flash that. I could have just sidestepped. Boom! Get nuked, son. Nice stun. Oh, I'm baiting them. I'm baiting them. I'm baiting them. My barrier baits. They're legendary. Two obvious splits. Boom! Kaboom! Let's go, chat. Yeah. Oh my god, I'm dead. I kind of entered there. That's okay. Oh, what's this? Holy Fire. Healing or shielding applies an infinitely stacking burn to a nearby enemy, dealing % max health damage over a few seconds. And they surrendered. GG's! Fran, this is fun. I like this game mode. This is fun. Let's go. Let's go, chat. We're dope. We're dope like that. Yeah. I am the worst Overwatch player known to man. What? Wait, did we get an S rank? How the fuck was that an S rank game? Did we do that well? We did 10k. How was it S rank? That was doo-doo. What the? That's surprising. Okay, one more, because the first one didn't count, right? One more. How come we get the two different stages? I thought we keep getting the new one. That really confused me. I don't think so. You think that because you haven't seen me playing? Oh, day, come on. Yeah, I remember not knowing at all what LOL is about. Still don't know, but it's still fun. I mean, in terms of gameplay, it's just, you know, 5 champions hit 5 other champions and try to destroy each other's base. That's it. Jin release. Jin, I guess.
In carnage, I bloom like
unless there's something better up there. Oh, I kind of want to play her. Or Trundle, to be honest. Ah, Renata. I miss playing Renata. We'll do Snowball. Young. See, this is one of my cool skins. Young. Renata's best skin? Actually? You think the one I'm wearing is her best skin? Thank you. Yeah, that's all me. I made the skin. I'm just kidding. Okay, what do we have? Ability power, immobiling, or heal? Okay, I guess we'll do guilty pleasure. And we'll start with... yeah, we'll start with this. It's nice to be playing League again. Oh! I forgot that I have to reactivate Q for it to work. Oh, right, that's what my W does. I forgot. Kill him, kill him, kill him. Oh, got it. I got it, chat. Max W. Okay. What's a tier item we want? We go Archangels. What does it scale with? AP. Everything scales with AP, so let's do this. Then we'll get some boots. Soji, how do you say 19 and 20 in Tagalog? Oh, I think it was like... oh my god, oh my god. The W was so godly. The W was so godly. I think we say 20 like, 20. I mean, that's one of the ways that we say it. For 19 we say living sham. Living sham. Wait, no, yeah, so 20 we say in two different ways. We say 20 or dalawang po, I think. Yeah, dalawang po is the actual Tagalog one. One of the ways, because like we also use the Spanish ways of saying it too, I guess. I think it gets used in like money. Like we say it like that for money. So we'll say like 20 pesos, you know. But yeah, but in Tagalog it'll be dalawang po. Fight each other, bitches. Oh god, I love Renata. I love Renata. So dope. Yeah, wow, yeah. Weird, right? Oh, he's dead. Rakan's dead. Yes, sir. No one's in there? Okay. I think I want to get Leandro's here. Fizz, please. I'm a lot tankier than you think. Oh. Not against that though. Okay. Ooh, Circle of Death. Healing and health regen. You do also deal magic damage to the nearest enemy champion. Cool. Gain this large rod. Possess gain all gets fish cap. Ooh. We'll do this. Wait, what is this for? Shirelia's? We can do Moonstone Renewer too. Yeah.
An enemy has been slain.
Cool. So 20 can sound like Spanish, but numbers have their own pronunciation in Tagalog? Yes. Very nice team. Let's go, Koji! Why does he keep taking his bounty? No, kill him, kill him, kill him! No! Is that a tank fizz? It's a tank fizz. Oh my god. Of course it's a tank fizz. Do we go Moonstone or Imperial Mandate? No, we go Moonstone because of our augment. Gotta follow that augment. Maligma. I think with your ultimate bird in the ground for 32.
An enemy has been slain.
Yeah, we don't need Maligma. We'll do Leandris. I like the way it sounds originally. Dalawang po. So it goes like isa, dalawa, tatlo, apat, lima, anim, pito, walo, siyam, sampo. And then it goes labing isa, labing dalawa, labing tatlo, labing apat, labing lima, labing anim, labing pito. Yeah. I'll protect you, Koji! I'll protect you! I'll protect you! Oh my god, he was waiting for you. Uh-oh. You're just a fucking tank fizz, son. You're just a tank fizz. Unlucky. How did I whiff that? I'm still tanking. Stop it, Fizz. You can't kill me. Okay, I guess I'm dead. I forgot my augment's gonna make me aggro tower every time I shield a teammate. Wait, what? I can recall? Buy items, acquire augments. Can I heal at base? Every third attack, you're on hit fast trigger second time. Let's do that. What the fuck? I can recall? Wait, how much bonus health do I have? Ow. Kill each other. Kill each other. Kill each other. Was that a Shaco box? What the fuck did I just see? It's a big ass Lee Sin. I know it's just great. She was counting and I got excited. Lee Sin. Oh, they surrendered. Yo, what are these games, friend? Was League of Legends always this easy? What? Hey, you don't want us to ranked? You don't want us to ranked? Wow, easy night. You don't want us to ranked? Like, damn. Alright, well, GG's. Thank you for joining me today, chat. It was fun finally closing out No, I'm Not a Human. It was fun lagging on Marvel Rivals. And it was fun relapsing back to League. GG? Yeah, GG, I guess. They surrendered in both games. I'll stick with ARAM only Lamau. Well, you can't do ARAM in Apex. Anyways, I will catch you guys tomorrow for the Dispatch stream. I'm very excited for it. And yeah, I'll make the announcement. Most likely it'll be around the same time because I do have work tomorrow. So yeah, it'll be around the same time. It's so fun when people get to speak their native language. I love how excited they sound. Talaga naman. Hope we can hear you more often talking in Tagalog. I will not understand a thing. I will, you know what? We'll see if I can invite some other, like, Filipino VTubers and I'll talk a whole bunch more Tagalog, yeah? Until next time, Soji, thank you again for joining me, Fran. I appreciate it a lot. And thank you for coming into the stream, too. And of course, you too, Day and Jay. You guys sound like a duo. Day and Jay. I'd love to hear you sing in Tagalog sometime. I mean, for sure. If you haven't heard me sing in Tagalog before, there are a few covers on the channel that I did, like, Tagalog singing for. So be sure to check those out. But also, I've got another Tagalog one coming up that will take a little while to finish, but regardless, it'll be fun. Yeah. That's a VC if you're ever up for it too. LOL. Yes, I would be down. I would be down. You know, I'd be down for ranked League of Legends and Apex with you, friend. We can VC then. Alright, see you guys tomorrow after my lovely, lovely shift. Until then, goodbye. Have a good day, have a good afternoon, have a good night, wherever you are. Peace, peace, peace.
Kamusta? Bakit tila dumatalang ka ba? Ano ba ang agam-agam na bumabagabag? Ang dadambag nila'y mahirap ipinta. Bakit ba? Ako nagtataka. Ako bang may kasalanan kung ba't naiwan sila? Ako nga ito nagtataraya para sa hikain. Walang patutunguhan. Paano ba tayo magkakaisa? Sinabihan na kitang tumakbo papalayo sa mundong nakakapagpapagabag. Pinilit na sagutin ang mga